Nice. Is this playing audio? Oh yeah, there we go. Make sure I got this open. Streamlabs.
Now I only say if that game begins to bore you, and it begins to trouble you and give you ulcers and all kinds of things, then you raise the problem.
Yo, what's up, Toms? What's up, Smelly? How's it going? Is this a Klecker Sonic? Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. How's it going, everyone? Dude. Are we white-pilled or what? Are we white-pilled or what? What an incredible timeline. Honestly, what an incredible timeline. Dude. Everybody is getting red-pilled. Everybody knows what's up. Caught up on everything last night. The generational run continues. Yeah, dude. It continues. It's insane. Nick is gonna become president at this rate. So true. So true. 2036, here we come. W-seating at neocons, yeah. Dude, their kvetching is out of control. It's so bad they admitted that they have to allow criticism of Israel. They lost the information war. Now they're just trying to gatekeep people from the institutions, from positions of power. Yeah, Ben did another free show about Nick. I saw that. I didn't watch it. Should we take a look? Is it just more of the same? Is it just more of the same? Is it just more kvetching? Do you believe he said this? Can you believe this racist Nazi? Look at what he said. He's such an asshole. The moral idiocy. He's such a moral idiot. Dude, it's delicious. It's scrumptious. Can I get more, please? It's delicious. Ben's a Clipper now. Dude, unironically, that was his best show of all time. Unironically, that show he dropped on Nick, the best show he's ever done. For reasons that are unbeknownst to him, of course. He was just posting the highlight reels, man. Ben is losing his mind. He needs to get into the debate cage with Nick. 2 go in, 1 comes out. Look, I thought sunlight was the best disinfectant. What happened to that? What happened to debating the people you disagree with? Really shows who his true enemies are. All these people, and look, it's not just Ben, and it's not even just, frankly, Jews for that matter, although they invented cancel culture, but like all of Con Inc., they would much rather debate these deranged liberals, or the Daily Wire would much rather entertain like Dave Rubin and his adopted test tube baby son that he stole from that baby's mother. They would rather entertain that than somebody that is a Nazi sympathizer. Somebody that's a devout Catholic and puts America first. That's beyond the pale. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming of trannies, homosexuals, and degenerates. That's what being a patriot's really about, is platforming total degenerates. Ugh. But if you think it was, if you think it was even one person less than 6 million, if you think it was 5,999,999, you are un-American filth. How dare you? Anyway, on this segment, we're going to be interviewing a tranny that also transitioned his son, and why we think that's problematic. Like, give me a break. These kosher conservatives are promoting the cancel culture even more than the damn liberals are now. Well, that just tells you everything you need to know. Ben Shapiro watching, and we watched his episode, the first episode he did on Nick a couple days ago. He's indistinguishable from a liberal. Ben, what happened to facts don't care about your feelings? What happened to facts and logic? Winning the debate through facts and logic, not this emotional screed. I didn't really hear a lot of facts and logic. I heard a lot of emotional screed out of Ben. You were rooting for Orville, but bro is letting me down day by day. I wanted to talk about that too today. Do you see Nick ratio Mark Levin? Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. It's so easy, dude. It's so easy. Bruh. 87,000? Oh no. Oh no. Bruh. It's that easy, man. This man said, I ain't reading all that. Happy for you, though. We're sorry that happened. I want a Ben debate more than Joe Rogan interview. What's up, DeAndre? Hawker sent you her? Oh, dude, 07 Hawker. What's up? I was like, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Was it Ellie Peason? Ellie Peason? I gave it my best. Yeah, dude. This has just been delicious. It's been the last week has just been scrumptious, dude. You just love to see it, man. So. Did you guys see Marjorie Taylor Greene announced she's running for president? And she refused to disavow Nick. Now, obviously, her and Nick have a history, and she capitulated before. But overall, that's a good development. It's a good development because, you know, and look, I'm critical of Marge, but that is the right political instinct. A lot of opportunists, political opportunists, like, they're reading the room. They see where things are going. And that's really, like, the reason why Mom Donnie won. There was something like 70% of the voters in the exit poll said something along the lines of the issue in Gaza was either important or very important to them in terms of who they voted for in this election. So don't believe these Republicans when they say, like, the woke right, they're dividing the right and Republicans, it's why we lost. It's like, no, you did that yourself. Any kind of division is coming from the establishment. It's coming from these Jewish Republicans, quite frankly. Elia Pazan. Yeesh. Yeah, voting for a woman. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm gonna vote for her, but it's a good development. Are you a Jew? No, I'm not. I am not a Jew. Yeah, he is. Don't listen to Smelly. Oy vey. I've been found out. Moish, hide the menorah. It's another shower. But James English wants to do a chess day with Nick. That's the only thing that will end the generational. Oh yeah, I heard. Dude, no cameras. No cameras in the America First gym. Yeah, Nick needs to avoid that like the plague. That is an optics nightmare. Like, it would be, don't get me wrong, it would be insane if he just, like, got ridiculously jacked just for fun. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? What would all of, like, the BAP aesthetic people, what would they say if Nick just becomes totally fucking jacked and, like, shredded? You think the Gorbet problem is bad now. Just you wait. Just you wait in, like, 3 years when Nick is, like, a fucking hunk. When he's in the gym with Bradley Martin getting fucking just absolutely yoked to the gills. Oh, it's over. It's over. You think he was optical then? Dude, the New York Times pieces, the aura farming would just be off the charts. Just imagine. Curly hair confused me. Nah, it's a little, you know, it's the Italian in me. You shared, shared your stream? Oh, thanks, Hawk, I appreciate that. That's a good sign from Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's just smart political instincts. And here's the thing. Here's what people need to understand. This is politics. This is the nature of politics. You don't have to love everybody in this camp. It's a matter of obtaining power, a matter of changing the dialectic, so to speak. And the fact that somebody like Marge, who I don't think is like necessarily like our girl or whatever. The fact that she feels compelled now to be a part of this coalition building says a lot. A lot of people are reading the room and they're saying, this is my opportunity to make like decent headway into politics, because this is a real wedge. This is dividing not just the GOP, but all of America. Look and the New York election with Mondani is evidence of that. And the funny thing is, he's not even really like quote unquote anti-Semitic. He's like very like he's like kosher anti-Semitic. He's like, you know, he said a lot of lip service. He said he would arrest Netanyahu if he ever stepped foot in New York City. Say what you will, but that was a smart platform. That was a smart decision. He won the youth. He won a lot of these sort of disaffected anti-Israel liberals. That was a smart play. So the GOP can cry all they want about it, but they created that problem. They own this issue. They own the Israel issue. You know, Trump has lost 50 points in the 19 to 29 age demographic just since January, February. He's cooked. GOP's fucking cooked. And that puts JD Vance, his successor, his expected, the heir apparent. Did I use that term properly? Anyway, that puts him in a very difficult position, where now and I'm funny because Nick brought this up too. He's in a position where he simultaneously has to appease the Jewish mega donors as well as the voter base, because he needs votes to win. And in 3 years, you know, you think things are radical now. You think things are right wing and racist and anti-Semitic now. Just imagine in 3 years. Like his alignment, his previous alliances, and his rhetoric is going to be a big problem for him in 28. Because it's not just the Israel issue, it's the immigration issue, it's the India issue. Vance is he's in a fucking minefield. He's in a maze right now that he has to navigate. So he's gonna have to do something for the Groypers. Straight up. I don't know what that is, but if I'm, and I don't like Vance, of course, but if I'm his advisors, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, look, man, like, do something cheap. Try to get Nick unbanned on YouTube or something. If Nick got Groypers unbanned from YouTube, like as a gesture of goodwill, and it's political, you know, it's obviously political, but that would be like one of the only ways to gain any kind of favor, or at least indifference, from the dissident right wing. But we'll see. But that's politics, you know. Mamdani was the only one that said he wouldn't go to Israel. Yeah, true. All the others said they would go to Israel. Mamdani was like, nah. Smart move. Don't like the guy. Don't. And again, you can be of two minds. I'm of two minds of this. Obviously, I don't want the greatest American city to be run by a foreigner, a foreign Muslim that doesn't really like white people at all, that kind of hates white people, and is like very socialist, ostensibly. Obviously, I don't want that. On the other hand, it's like, well, you reap what you sow, both in terms of the GOP and the New Yorkers. They voted for this. GOP can kvetch about it all they want, but it's like, you created this problem. You've done nothing about immigration. You've done nothing to go after the political opposition that have attacked right-wingers for years. They kowtow to Israel at every turn. Like, the disapproval rating is totally justified. So now you own it. And I think it's funny when somebody like Greg Abbott, he came out and said, this is terrible. Like, we're gonna, what did he say exactly? Let's pull up the tweet. Jamie, pull that up. Yeah, he said, after the polls close tomorrow night, I will impose 100% tariff on anyone moving to Texas from New York City. What about the people moving to Texas from fucking India, man? Hello? Texas is now like less than 40% non-Hispanic white. There are towns in Texas, like particularly like near Dallas, that are just entirely filled with Indians. They're like one of they have like the most, they're up there. They have one of the highest rates of visa holders, visa workers in any state. The fuck are you talking about, man? It's just like, dude, So Greg is next to go, man. He's next to get hopefully primary. Anyway, your Jewish friend Hawker sent you here. What's up, Say? Hawker stinks of kosher penis. I always knew it. I always knew it. I had my suspicions. Now we know. I know what you are, Hawker. They're not mad that he's left wing. They're pissed off that he's anti-Jewish left wing. You went to Saints bar mitzvah. That's keck. Here's the funny thing though, Hawker. He's really not anti-Jewish. That was optics. He you know, he's meeting with a lot of these Orthodox, these ultra-Orthodox Jews. He was supported by several Jewish groups. He's not really anti-Semitic. And that just goes to show, I mean, that's like an internal conflict between the like these various factions within American Jewry. But it just goes to show they are much happier living under a foreign, like Indian Muslim, than they are a white Christian American. They would rather back a foreign Muslim who is ostensibly anti-Zionist than they would live like under literally any white guy. So anyway, India heard Texas has a lot of cattle poo. Sir, please, sir, please. Everything's bigger in Texas. Yeah, dude, Abbott sucks, man. No, Chanky, what did Chanky Uger say now? Fuck smear by proxy. It's an old trick of the establishment. So, here's how it works. Nick Fuentes says terrible things. Okay, weird period. So you have to cancel him. Then he talks to Tucker Carlson, so you have to cancel Tucker. Brett Cooper defends the conversation, so you have to cancel her. Is he stupid? Dude, I swear, man. Liberals, it's like, I guess it's just a case of, you know, broken clock is still correct twice a day kind of thing. Like, they still don't understand how this shit works. They don't understand the right wing. They don't, like, how do you not get it by now? Do I have to explain it? Do I really have to explain it? You still think it's about just what Nick says, per se? He says terrible things, so you have to cancel him. You're allying yourself with the people that are destroying our country. You are buying into the rhetoric they're framing, that they are thrusting upon you. Do you understand that, Shank? I don't know, man. It just goes to show that it is like 95% of the time it is strictly identitarian. And I don't think an immigrant or like the child of an immigrant, they are really going to struggle to get it. Or especially if you're like non-Christian and non-white, quite frankly. Because like someone like Cenk Uygur for years has like grifted off of, I don't even want to say grift, but has attacked like white identitarianism, has attacked conservatives. And so like, in a certain sense, it is a matter of opportunity for what's best for their ethnic group. It almost makes sense why minorities are anti-white, in a certain sense. Really, they shouldn't be, because they would properly clock that it's the European nature of America that's been so gracious to non-whites. But I digress. There's only so much of the pie to go around, so to speak. There's only so many seats of power. And in order for them to obtain power for you know, and use that power in such a way that it's good for their group, of which they have ethnic kinship, well, that means that subsequently the country has to be dispossessed of the people currently in power, which for most of American history were white people, by definition. It's like and in that sense, it's a zero-sum game. There's only so much of the pie to go around. There's only so much power you can have relative to other people in power. Anyway, the kvetching is just hilarious, man. But it's the same, like Anna Kasparian came out, because like she's been very vocal anti-Zionist. You could say even anti, you know, what, J-pilling or whatever. But she like said that she would only talk to Nick if he like disavowed what he said, if he apologized. Like, what the fuck, you bitch, what are you talking about? How do you still not understand how the game is played? Apologize for what? For what? What does he have to apologize for? How do you not understand that like that framing, that demand is something that Jews have used to silence opposition, to cancel people? They just did it to the head of Heritage. What Kevin, is it Kevin Roberts, that his name? He went out and defended Tucker and Nick, at least in the sense that they shouldn't be canceled, and they made him apologize on his hands and fucking knees like a bitch. You think it's a countdown before he gets fired, and then no one's gonna hire him. He'll fade into obscurity. The Jews will never hire him again because he's proven to be, you know, amenable to these anti-Semitic ideas, and patriots will never hire him. America First will never hire him because he's a spineless traitor. So he's fucked. So even if it's just a matter of self-preservation, if you get exposed like that, the spotlight comes on you. It's like those old movies where like the guy's like, he's like, you know, he's sneaking out of the prison and the spotlight comes on him and he's like that. Bro, you cannot apologize. Like, the cat's out the bag, man. You're either gonna fucking stand on business or you're gonna get destroyed. It's like, it's already over. It's already a foregone conclusion. You're done. If you haven't figured that out by now, you're kind of an idiot. So don't apologize. Stand on fucking business. At least go down swinging, so to speak, metaphorically. You know? Nick can save Anna. She will dump Cheng for Nick. She's just testing. Yeah, it's just a little shit test. Just playing games with the GOAT. Thoughts on Trump backing up Israel in the Iran war? I mean, that's kind of like, that's in summary why Mamdani won. It's this administration's undying loyalty to Israel, to our own detriment. I mean, it's a major mistake. What business, what interest is it of ours to conduct regime change in Iran? It's not really within our interests. So we're gonna bomb Iran, stick our neck out, destroy our credibility. We don't benefit from that. Israel benefits from that. So, I mean, to put it simply, like, yeah, it's stupid. It's not America first, it's America last. And that pretty much categorizes all of the wars in the Middle East for the past 30 years. We're not the chief beneficiary. Israel clearly is. We've one by one gone and we've dismantled, destroyed, or we've pacified through foreign aid all of Israel's proximate enemies. Whether that's Iraq, whether that's Syria recently, whether that's Afghanistan, or you know, Egypt and Jordan with foreign aid, Saudi Arabia normalizing relations. It's all been incredible for Israel. So Iran's the last major industrialized holdout. So if Iran goes, then Israel will really be uncontested. And then you'll see the pivot. Once Iran's gone, then I think you'll see a strong pivot, almost out of necessity, from the GOP, from the establishment, to disengage from Israel. Almost as a self-preservation method. But at that point, the situation is different in the Middle East. So it's like, okay, so let me get this straight. These people really only want to disengage from Israel in the Middle East after we've done literally everything for Israel. After Israel is crowned as the hegemon of the region. Now all of a sudden we're going to just hand off the keys of the castle. Okay, it's all yours, Israel. I don't think so, man. Israel should be our bitch. Israel should be our bitch. We should have nuclear submarines off of their coast in the Mediterranean, off the Arabian Peninsula. We should be threatening them. That's what we should, because they threaten us all the time. They threaten everybody all the time with the Samson option. That's why they publicly put their nuclear missiles in view recently as an open threat. We will nuke you to all of their enemies. So we should be treating them as an enemy. Anyway. So yeah, the war in Iran it will be, I think that will really catalyze or precipitate the fall of the American empire as we know it, because it will bankrupt us. And I seriously doubt we'll have the ability to project power against China in the Pacific if we're tied up and committed to Iran, against Iran. Same thing with Ukraine. Like we're just, even if you view it from the lens of great power politics, we just don't have the resources. It's not even realistic to do all of this. Why the sudden change in the Russia? He used to be cool with Russia, now Russia is the enemy in the Russia conflict. Who exactly? Who are we talking about? Israel has German-built Dolphin-class submarines. Yeah, and they have something like 200 nuclear warheads. Dope. Yeah, they're serious about the Samson option, man. But who are we talking about in terms of the change in Russia? USA changing its posture? Well, because we don't really have the leverage. Or Trump did, at least. It's because there's the political reality that there's a couple ways to look at it. But I guess let's start with Trump's position. Trump ran on ending the war in Ukraine, and I do believe he wants to end that war. I don't think Trump necessarily ever looked at Russia as like a friend, but certainly like a respectable peer. But regardless, he ran on that. He knows it's deeply unpopular among his base. And he's tried the humiliation tactics with Zelensky. You know, pulling him to the White House, making him say, you should have said thank you and all of that. And he's talked about the ceasefire, but frankly, I think that Putin, he has the leverage right now. And like any empire, he's going to take as much as he can, just like America or China realistically would. Why would he end the war now when he's winning? Why would he end the war now when they're blitzing through eastern Ukraine? They surrounded Pokrovsk. There's 10,000 Ukrainian troops on the line right now. The front line is collapsing. You know, people are watching these Ukrainian special ops like the GUR getting fucking massacred by drones in a matter of minutes, getting deployed outside of Pokrovsk. Like 11 of these, the top Ukrainian spec ops, just one by one got dismantled by FPV drones. Like an enormous disaster for Ukrainian military. Why would he quit now? Especially when, you know, every time there's been a ceasefire, that was an opportunity for Ukraine to rearm and regroup. Why would he do that right now? It doesn't really make sense. He's going to press the advantage. And so Trump, in a certain sense, it's like, and keep in mind, most of the State Department, it's the same people from Biden. The same people from Biden's admin. There wasn't that much personnel change. So a lot of the strategy is overall the same. But from the country's perspective, you know, they want to maintain control over Ukraine, at least to the best of their ability. And they primarily, but at the same time, they want to focus on China. They want to focus on other rising entities. They think China is a greater threat to American hegemony than Russia. And so they're stuck. They want the war to end. You know, they don't want Russia to win, but they've sort of recognized it's a bit of a foregone conclusion. If they pull out from Ukraine entirely, what does that do to our relationship with our other allies? What does that say to how good our security guarantees are if we just, because we committed to this war. In the same way that maybe we probably shouldn't have gotten involved in Vietnam, the same is true here. Now we're in it. Now what? Are we going to pull out? Ukraine will flatline. Ukraine will get blitzed through. And then what does the rest of Europe do? What does the rest of the world do? Europe, that many of those countries put their necks on the line. They backed Ukraine as well. They don't really have a military. They've relied on America for their military through NATO. Now, really, they're in a position where, okay, they just watched Ukraine fall. America rug pull Ukraine after we've given them so much money, so much hardware, and even manpower and intelligence. Now, if you're like Poland or like Latvia, or even Germany, it's like, it's like, time out. Wait a second, Russia. Wait a second. We actually don't have a military, so maybe we should do business with Russia now. You see how this works? So now Russia has more leverage, and that's going to pull these countries into Russia's sphere of influence because America's not a solid ally anymore. Because they just watched as Ukraine, despite all the promises, despite all the backing, just got rug pulled. And we never should have been there in the first place. We never should have provoked Russia in that way to begin with. But we did. And this is going to hurt our diplomacy. So they're in between a rock and a hard place. And so that's why they're going hard on Russia, because Russia's not playing ball. You know, Putin's like, no, we're not gonna sign a peace deal. Don't trust these people. So I think Putin will realistically keep the war going for as long as it's feasible to him. There's growing anti-war sentiment in Russia. So, and you know, it has been a costly war. They do have logistics problems, so it has been difficult for Russia to maintain their front line, the ground that they capture. But regardless, they're still winning. So we'll see when the fatigue starts to set in for Russia, but right now they have all the momentum, all the leverage. So just from a business perspective, it doesn't really make sense for them to end the war if there isn't like if there aren't major capitulations across the board. And that's what Putin has said. He wants denazification of Ukraine. And keep in mind, these aren't the same Nazis as, like, you know, the Hitler. These are Banderite Nazis, very different. These Nazis fought the Germans in World War II at one point. So a totally different breed. These people are like blood and soil, Ukraine first Banderites. You know, with like a lot of them, some of them have like ethnically Jewish roots, but regardless. Anyway, so that's what's going on with Russia. Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look for America. But look, I think at this point, Trump should probably just completely pull out of Ukraine and cut off the funding, and that will force Ukraine to capitulate. That would be bad for our image, of course, but it's better than dragging this war on and being committed there when they have other priorities. So yeah, whenever somebody calls me racist, I always double down. Yeah, don't let them bully you. China is signing long-term leases for land in ports in Siberia. All the projects are being built by North Koreans, managed by Chinese. Russia may gain Ukraine, but is losing Siberia. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Russia and China, you know, they're not natural allies. They're competitive against one another too. So we'll like, and that would have been the smarter move if 30 years ago, if our State Department instead tried to utilize Russia against China. That would have been a smarter diplomatic move. But now China owns the future. It's just silly, man. It's just silly decisions. I would say Ukraine is getting ran through. I don't think Russia is a threat. I mean, they're getting blasted right now. Ukraine is clearly losing. But when we talk about Russia being a threat, like, I don't think they're like a threat to necessarily, like, they're not going to touch America or American soil, but they're a threat to our hegemony by simply being an alternative, by being another potential business partner. So in that sense, they're a competitor. But no, they're not. I don't think that they're like Russia is going to blitz through like Western Europe, for example. I don't even think he could. I don't even think that's possible. So Jimmy Dore was about to have Nick on a couple of months ago, but then he became afraid, so I lost a little bit of respect for him. Yeah, that's a major L. What an L. PBD has Nick Fuentes, yeah. Yeah, that was, what, like a month ago? About a month ago, something like that. Bro. Dude, why is Elijah Schaefer hosting Hermes? That guy sucks. Guy's an idiot. Anyway. Let's see what Ben Shapiro had to say today. Or was it yesterday? Oh boy.
Alrighty, folks, today.
You know, Ben is at home just fuming. Dude, he is, man. He's fucking seething. We watched this. It was like, it was literally just 40 minutes of playing clips. Let's see what he has to say about.
From the right is that the reason that Zohran Mamdani is now mayor of New York, or that Mikey Sherrill won in New Jersey, or that Abigail Spanberger won in Virginia, is because people were critical of Tucker Carlson's interview with a neo-Nazi last week. A few things about this.
What?
One, Jack Posobiec tweeted, "Thank
Okay, I think that's a
Goodness, so many conservative
misrepresentation.
pundits spent the last few weeks focusing on e-drama and cancellation efforts instead of working to get out the vote. That was very helpful to the movement.
What a fucking idiot. Get out the vote. Vote Republican no matter what. Dude. No. No. Republicans deserve this L. New Yorkers deserve that L. You want to win, like, platform better candidates. Have a better stance on the issues. It's not rocket science, man. It actually matters who you're voting for. Not just because, like, oh, I should vote for somebody because they're Republican. Dude, this administration hates us. This administration has done nothing for us. Nothing.
And I will point out at this point that Tucker Carlson, who has come under absolutely deserved fire for glossing Nick Fuentes last week.
Dude, he's so mad.
The infighting did not begin with people critical of Tucker Carlson. It began with Tucker Carlson, who has spent precisely zero effective time attacking Zoran Mamdani. I have before me a list of the times that Tucker Carlson mentioned Zoran Mamdani. And the answer is, he mentioned Zoran Mamdani on episodes 3 times in the last 2 years. 2 years.
Bro,
and he did mention Zoran Mamdani
who fucking cares, man?
one time in the past month. It was with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Is that really his problem, though? Is that his problem? Is his job to... Is it his job? Is it Nick's job? Is it anyone's job to carry water for the Republican Party? Is that not what liberals did about Trump? Just vote for Democrats, anybody, because it's not Trump. Just vote for Republicans, anybody, if it's not Mamdani. Never mind actually, like, putting forth a decent candidate. It's funny, like, dude, liberals had the same criticism of the Democrats for the same thing, just the inverse. It's like, bro, give me a break, man. I think Ben means glazing, not glossing. Bro is irrelevant. Yeah, not even up to date on the lingo either.
Praising him on
Out of
October
touch.
22nd.
That guy was the only person in the New York City mayor's debate.
Yeah, it's Tucker's fault that Mamdani won. It's Tucker's fault because he didn't do enough. He didn't do enough.
To say he wanted to focus on New York City. All the candidates were asked, if you could visit a foreign country, what would it be? And they, of course, all had an answer. I think most said Israel. Great. And he said, I wouldn't go anywhere. I'd stay in New York. And like, if I want to meet Jewish constituents, I'd go to their synagogues, their homes, or whatever. But I'd be here in New York because that's what I'm doing. I'm running New York. That's my job.
Well, he gave the right answer.
He gave the right answer.
I mean, with that kind of critique, I can't imagine how Zoran Mamdani won. I mean, that sort of fiery critique of Zoran Mamdani's pro-jihadism and Marxism. I mean, wow. Stellar stuff. By the way, just by way of comparison, I had my staff count up how many times I have covered Zoran Mamdani at length on this program since just June. The answer is 64. Since October 5th, the answer is 17 times since October 5th. In the last week, I did 4 separate episodes about Zoran Mamdani. By the way, we also cut a Get Out the Vote ad basically for Jack Ciattarelli in New Jersey. And you may have noticed where we're in New York. Like, my entire team came to New York to cover this particular story. So if we're talking about who is directing fire against the left, which seems to be the question, I think it is pretty obvious who is not directing fire against the left. In fact, that Marjorie Taylor Greene, beloved of Tucker Carlson's program, and a person who is earning strange new respect from the left, she had the opportunity yesterday to appear on The View. Now, that's kind of an unusual opportunity for people on the right. Typically, you're not given an opportunity to appear on The View, specifically because they don't want anybody right-wing on. But the good news is that The View, which used to consider Marjorie Taylor Greene a low IQ Republican worried about Jewish space lasers, now they consider her a low IQ Republican concerned about Jewish space lasers.
Mamdani. That's what I'm saying. He's not really anti-Semitic. Like, I said this earlier, like, they would rather live under a Indian Muslim socialist than they would just like any like Christian white guy. It's like all this kvetching. You think Ben's gonna talk about how much support Mamdani got from Jews? Let's just take a look here. I wonder. Mayor election exit polling. I wonder if they have one for Jews. I'm just curious to see how they voted this time around. Hang on. Jewish vote. He still got 33% of the vote from Mamdani. 63, I guess, voted for Cuomo. Another poll said half of that, and a lot more for Sliwa. I don't know, man. I don't know.
But also who agrees with them. And that means she gets on The View. Ari, more on this coming up in a moment. First, if you're struggling with credit card debt, you're not.
My left ear loves this ad.
These days, many hardworking Americans find themselves overwhelmed by interest rates, fees, medical bills.
Ben, what's going on with your editing, man?
Feel like there's stability and more money. Pay your life. You know, really where it mattered on Zohran Mamdani by blaming the Republicans for the government shutdown. Just slow clap for these.
It's the gates of Toledo, man. It's the gates of Toledo all over again.
Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, doing the hard work of fighting the left by, never fighting the left.
When I ran for Congress in 2020, I ran criticizing Republicans and Democrats equally because I come from a working class family, ran a construction company for over 20 years, and I feel like the government has failed all of us. And it purely disgusts me. It really does. And I represent a district that is rural, manufacturing district, blue-collar workers, and people have been crushed by decades of failure in Washington, D.C. And so I have no problem pointing fingers at everyone.
And just to be clear, she also ripped on MAGA explicitly as well as the Republican leadership. But really the reason Zohran Mamdani won is because some of us were critical of people glossing white supremacists. That's probably why Zohran Mamdani won. In fact, what we probably should do is unite with white supremacists to defeat Zohran Mamdani while the white supremacists try to drag down the entire conservative movement. That's probably the way we ought to do it.
So much for unity, right? Or so much for unity? So much for unity to defeat the left. You made this problem, Ben. This is your problem. Own it. This is your problem. You did this. You did this. You created these conditions. Ay, ay, ay.
Here was MTG again, doing the hard work of fighting Zohran Mamdani by ripping on MAGA and Republican leadership. Just well done, as always.
I think there's a lot of...
Dude, you have to rip on Republican leadership, man. Why would you not? Where were Republicans? What have Republicans done? You think it's just an accident that the approval ratings are plummeting for Trump? You think that's like totally unjustified? Dude. The Republican Party sucks. Republican Party is Israel first. That's why Mamdani won. Clearly. It's not because of Nick Fuentes or because of MTG or Tucker Carlson. Seriously, man. Who wants to, nobody wants to be associated with that genocide. Period. Trump is going out there saying he's the best friend Israel's ever had. Did you see that? He came out today. Yeah, do people want anything to do with that anymore? No thanks, man. Republicans want to win. They have to get serious about winning.
Social media influencers. And I found it very interesting that they were the MAGA accounts, but they're all paid, and they all attacked me when I announced I was coming to join you ladies on The View. And I think that's very weak and pathetic. But when I talk about weak Republican men, I'm pretty much talking oftentimes about the leadership in the House and the Senate, and they're not getting our agenda done.
Yeah, of course the View is going to love the girl bossing. That's great.
Again, with this kind of, cogent defense of conservative principles there from Marjorie Taylor Greene or from Tucker Carlson, who has spent the last several years demoralizing conservatives,
Dude, is Spence, is he even locked in right now? Is Ben even locked in? He seems a little disheveled, a little disorganized. It's not really flowing. It's not. This is all scripted, right? Like this is. He's presumably reading off of a teleprompter. He's got his notes there. He doesn't feel locked in to me. He seems a little distracted. I think maybe somebody's living rent free in his head.
By siding with and glossing some of the worst people on planet Earth. And then we're told that unless there's I need an explainer. Truly, I need an explainer, like a statistical explainer on how unifying with people
I don't think I've ever heard it used in that way.
Actively anti-conservative is going to somehow grow the conservative coalition against the left. I want an explainer because it doesn't add up logically or mathematically. And if you want Zohran Mamdani not just to be mayor of New York, but governor of New York, and people like Zohran Mamdani to be president of the United States, then Republicans could definitely do the thing that some seem to want to do, which is fringe out their own party by unifying with a wing that is fundamentally anti-conservative.
Nick will take out JD Vance and MTG will take out James English. Then Nick will support MTG, Gorilla for Prez. Yeah. Dude, imagine. Nah, I don't know if I'd vote for MTG, but I support what she's doing. At least to an extent, of course. There are a lot of utility. I give her credit, but there's a lot of utility in what she's doing.
It disagrees with Donald Trump on many of the key issues of Donald Trump's actual platform. That's not a theory. That's an impulse. It's not a well thought out logical idea. It is an act of ideology.
Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin both were never Trumpers. Now they're Israel first jackasses are going to tell us what America first is. Exactly, dude. Exactly. He's saying these people are not conservative. What even is conservative, man? What even is conservative? You're the gatekeeper for conservatism, or MAGA, or you're not America. I don't think Ben Shapiro's ever said America first. He's never professed to be America first because he's not. But now you're going to tell us what is or isn't conservative? Do you really want to do that? Do you really want to alienate all of these white Americans? Not even necessarily just white, but right-wing Americans? You're going to gatekeep them? How has that been going for you? How has that been going for this Conservative Inc.? This little operation you've got going on here. Do you feel like you're winning, or do you feel like you're losing control of the conversation? Where's the self-awareness, dude? It's just not even good strategy. This bitterness, this resentment, this vitriol, this browbeating. Bro, it's not going to work out the way you think it is, little guy. At this point in time, you don't understand, Ben. You're not on the inside looking out anymore. You are now on the outside looking in. And people like Nick and Tucker, to his credit, they're the ones on the inside having the conversation. We're now discussing amongst ourselves. And you're from the outside now going to tell us, hey, you guys need to shut up. If you want a seat at the table, if you want your voice to be heard, you better start acting a lot better. You better start being a little bit nicer to us. A little bit nicer to people like Nick. Otherwise, look, man, nobody gives a shit what this guy has to say. So how do you think that's going to work out for him? Seriously. He wants his voice to be heard. He wants to have any kind of say on the conversation. The time to be more magnanimous was years ago, but these people just don't know when to fucking stop, man. They have one note. They have one mode. Credit to his, or Tucker, to his credit, he at least changed his strategy. He pretended Nick didn't exist. He attacked him, smears, and then finally capitulated and had Nick on his show. You think Ben Shapiro or Mark Levin are ever going to change? I really doubt it. They'll be kvetching until the day they exit politics. So, Ben is taking damage. He hates mentioning Nick 2 shows in a row. Yeah, now he has to, right? He pretended like he didn't exist for years. Now it's like, now Nick owns him. Nick owns Ben Shapiro. He's living rent-free in his head. He's got his feet kicked up. He's smiling and laughing. You know he hears Nick's laugh when Ben Shapiro goes to sleep. He hears Nick laughing in the background. He hears him laughing, saying, "Shut up, Jew. Shut up. You are Jewish. Oy vey." You know he hears it. He's watched so many Nick clips, it's subconscious at this point. He can't run. Nick is in his walls. He's histrionic. Now he's probably going to work wondering if are his employees groypers? Is his next door neighbor a groyper? Is his mailman a groyper? These people are truly paranoid. Yeah. The fact that he's saying Nick's name means he's already losing. Why are we hating Russians in loving Israel? It's ridiculous. The Russians are much less subversive. Wait, who's hating on Russians exactly? I think if you see like Russian, like anti-Russian sentiment from our side, it's really a matter of like I don't really have a big problem with Russia. But they are our competitor in a sense. I don't want America to be Russian. I want it to be I want the world to be American. So I don't hate Russia. In many ways, there are things I respect about Russia, but at the same time, I'm not going to pretend like Russia is like giga-based or anything, or like secretly, like they're working in our interests. I mean, they're working in their own interests, not ours. And so don't be confused by that, because there are a lot of this is just true. This sounds maybe trite, but there are like Russian propagandists operating in American politics. Like that's just true. Look at Jackson Hinkle, for example, or the whole tenant media scandal. Remember that from, what was that, 2 years ago? Where you had a bunch of these like moderate or right-wing influencers. It turns out they were taking money from Tenant Media, which is a Russian company, invested in by the Russian State Department. But they didn't disclose that. So a lot of them got fucked. So there is like Russian interference. It's obviously not to the same level as Israel. But that's just how the world works, you know. Like China, they have their influencers. They have they've got money in our politics. Everybody has money in our politics. It's just that Israel's number one and the most subversive out of all of them. So it's America first. Period. And so that's not Russia first. It's not China first, and it's definitely not Israel first. So we love Russia and our ortho bros. Dude, I wish ortho bros would like stop ankle biting all the fucking time. But yeah, Russia's just not as base as people think it is. It's not like a trad haven or anything like that. It's pretty degenerate too. And Putin just imported 1 million Indians into their workforce, or at least he pledged to a few months ago. So they're experiencing the same problems of like globalism and financialization. A lot of the same problems that we're facing. It's just not liberalized because liberalism never really touched Russia. So, because of the Iron Curtain.
Ideological pusillanimity. Well, that's all for now, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. Be sure.
There's a lot of Jews. There's a lot of Jewish oligarchs living in Russia. Putin likes Israel. Russia's an ally of Israel. So, but again, it's like Putin is Russia first, and that just makes sense. We don't live in Russia. We are not Russian. Therefore, we should look at him or Russia, their government, for what they are. For being obviously pro-Russia, and that does not mean pro-America per se. What's happening here? Breaking Groypers, we're at Zoran Mamdani's lecture party celebrating his win. If you ever need more proof that this is side by the right and left, here it is. Really, Elon?
Ain't no fucking way, bro. Yo, you ballsy with that fucking hat, nigga. Wait, yo.
I love your
this guy's
content.
fucking ballsy. Wait, what's your name, bro?
Armando.
Are you Mexican?
I'm descendant, yeah.
You're a Mexican groiper, man.
Yeah,
What
just
the
like Nick Wood
Yo,
does.
you're gonna make this shit hot, bro. Get the fuck away from me, nigga. Boy, ain't no fuck.
Oh, come on, Sneeko. That's pretty funny, though. Brother Nathaniel lost his mind. Many such victims of the Groyper curse. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's just like, I mean, he was Jewish, but you know, I don't know, man. There was something wrong with that guy. I don't know what his fucking problem was. Benjamin Netanyahu does not like Putin. Well, yeah, I mean, for political, like, because Putin's allied with Iran. He was also allied with Syria. But Putin doesn't have, like, he's not adversarial with Israel. It's more so, when you look at, like, Russia's alliance with Syria or Iran, it's more so out of opportunity and, to an extent, necessity. You know, Russia is trying to expand their sphere of influence. And so by providing security guarantees where they're needed, like, because who else is going to sell military hardware to these countries? Not any of the, like, European countries that are under the boot of NATO. So that kind of really only leads to major powers that could provide hardware to, like, Syria, like hardware and training, like Syria, Iran, and that's Russia and China, really, which are already adversaries of America. And so Russia saw that as in their interests to ally with those countries because there's an opportunity. It's like a business deal. They need military hardware. Russia has that. So, same thing in Venezuela. Did you see the Epstein leaks? He set up a back channel communication between Ehud Barak and Putin. Are these new? I don't know. I honestly, frankly, the Epstein stuff is not fresh in my memory anymore. All those details. We're never getting those files.
Fucking way.
Yeah. And so now Elon Musk is piling on, saying that the Groypers are a psyop. Like, dude, you're a psyop. Last year, you spent Christmas shilling for H-1Bs and telling everyone who disagreed to fuck themselves in the face. Now that the GOP is getting crushed, you're blaming a live streamer? Put Americans first or keep losing. We don't give a fuck. So true, King. Ratio this bitch ass. Ratio this fucking pussy. Fucking Elon. Yeah, he's gonna buy his way into the GOP and out. And that's like, you know, when you buy off the party, I guess you can just decide what that party is all about. Elon Musk. It said he would go. What did he say exactly? He'd go to lengths that people can't even comprehend to defend H-1Bs. And if you disagree, go fuck yourself in your face. It's like, all right, man, you're clearly not America first. You clearly don't care about America or its people. You just view it as a economic zone, just like all these other, you know, corporatists. So, yeah. Yeah, tell him, Nick. Tell him. Ratio is fucking pussy. Bro, look at this guy. Oh, yeah, you got the, yeah. Yeah. So true, Jordan B. Andrew Torba. What happened to the parallel economy, Andrew? What's going on there? Yo, what's up, Yinzer? How's it going, dog? Where's Edward Snowden when you need him? Yeah, he's hiding. He's over in Russia. Yeah, we need more patriots, man. We need more patriots in control. The GIA is infiltrating as we speak. Dude, can you imagine? Like, things could be so different. Why don't we watch Nico's video? Let's just take a look. What's gone in New York right now?
Misogynistic piece of shit, get out of here.
Why do you think I'm misogynistic?
You think not voting for Trump anymore makes you
What is that thing? Hey, what is this? What are we looking at?
a hero?
I've been one of the most critical people against Trump. I criticized the war in Iran. I've been going at him about Epstein.
Oh, if that's true, keep it up then.
Instead of yelling at somebody, you could talk to somebody. Conversations is part of how we have a democracy and how we can figure out that we're not all different.
I don't talk to misogynist and racist people.
Is that a
Who am I
training?
racist to? Who am I racist to?
What the
Who am I
fuck
racist
is
to?
that?
Not a specific person, man. Why you keep asking me? Go ask
A race. You called me racist.
What the fuck is that?
Don't talk to me. You don't gotta talk to me.
Don't call me. You called me racist, and I want to figure out what race.
You don't gotta talk to me.
Yes, Lahan,
What the
shalom.
hell?
Thank you so much, man. I
What the
appreciate
hell?
it. It takes a lot of courage to do what you do.
They think when we have a Muslim mayor, we'll be in danger.
Right.
So when the world will see Jews living in peace with a Muslim mayor, the same like we lived prior to the movement of Zionism,
Exactly.
then the whole world will see that the Zionist movement is
It needs
the
to be
problem.
destroyed.
Is the problem.
It is the problem.
Hey yo, what's up? Let's keep it real, son. Count this money, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey yo, put the
It's election day. If Mamdani wins, it's gonna be free soon. Did you vote today? I did.
status depends on salary, and my mentality is money.
They will be in danger with the Muslim mayor. Just wait. Honestly, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Like, I just think we'll watch New York kind of become more of a shithole. It was already on that trajectory. No, I don't think, like... I think the Jews will be just fine, frankly. It's not the first time that they've let in the gates to Muslim invaders. I think a lot of that is... It's just histrionics.
Orientated, I'm destined to live.
I could be wrong.
Let's do that Mamdani pose.
What?
Ready? Here.
I think a lot of the kvetching is coming from the right wing. Because optically, like, look, they've grifted on the Make America Great Again, which really means Make America White Again. A Muslim immigrant Indian is like antithetical to the optical message that the GOP is trying to present, at least to its base. They don't really seek to gain anything out of that. Especially when they're trying to like build this like anti-Muslim rhetoric to get us to be more on board with a war and with any kind of conflict in the Middle East. This kind of hurts that. It's going to be a lot harder to do that when there's more pro-Muslim sentiment in America, specifically in New York City. So, Chick-fil-A fries are not good anymore, guys. I didn't believe at first, but it's true. They're not the same. I just had some yesterday, and they were delicious. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you went to the
4:20
wrong
PM.
Chick-fil-A.
The polls close at 9. We're going to find out if Andrew Cuomo, Curtis Sliwa, or Zohar Mamdani is the next mayor of New York City. I liked Eric Adams. He was very cordial with the cigars in Gracie Mansion, but I think it's going to be Mamdani next. Smoking weed probably in that Gracie Mansion. Since yesterday, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and a lot of establishment politicians have made a major push saying, we want Cuomo, we want Cuomo. And Cuomo's like, wait, no, actually, this is kind of hurting my chances. I don't want your endorsement. They don't seem to realize that in New York, getting an endorsement from Elon and Trump is actually hurting your chances. Trump just tweeted, if you're a Jewish person in New York who's voting for Mamdani, you're a self-hating idiot.
Yeah, what is like, dude. Like, they really tried to make Mamdani like the anti-Zionist, Jew-hating candidate. Don't they realize all that shit is popular right now? Don't they realize? Well, they will soon. It'll cost them the
voting
midterms.
for Mamdani, you're a self-hating idiot. I don't think he knows that doesn't have the effect it once did. Very interesting next couple hours. This is a very huge development in this country. A Muslim mayor in New York City.
Hey, good. How are you?
Are you optimistic about the results? You got a Cuomo sign.
Optimistic. I mean, I'm feeling better than I was maybe a couple of
days ago.
A couple of weeks ago, even days ago.
What about hours ago? It doesn't look like 90%. I'm seeing poly market signs everywhere. It's like 90% Mamdani.
Yeah, like 92 Mamdani. But I mean,
did you see Trump just posted on True Social? He said any Jewish person who's voting for Mamdani is a self-hating idiot.
Yeah, I did not see that, but
he just posted that now.
I agree with that. Yeah.
You don't. So any Jew voting for Mamdani is a self-hating idiot?
I mean, I don't like to call people idiots. I think that Mamdani tends to, exacerbate and kind of legitimize like some of this anti-Semitic rhetoric that
You think
we hear.
Mamdani's anti-Semitic?
I mean, yeah, probably. I think if you look comprehensively at the things he's said and the way he's been, I do think that
What makes you think he's anti-Semitic?
I think that, I think that you've seen some of his past statements. He's big on saying, oh, like, don't worry about the things I said, 8 months ago. Worry about what I'm saying today. But, it's come out and, like, I'm all for, like, if you want to be criticize the Israeli government, that's understandable. But when it's your entire sole platform and you push these...
You think that's his entire sole platform?
I think for a long time it was a big part of it. I think he changed up his...
his rhetoric?
Yeah, I think he changed up his rhetoric.
All had a
as
job,
the
glad I'm
primaries were
Catholic.
going along and probably in the past
me too.
year or so.
Dude, imagine being on the losing team. Imagine that. Like, I'm gonna give Sneeko some shit, but he was raised Catholic, and then he converted to Islam. Imagine.
Zoran. Whoa. Do you want Cuomo to throw Netanyahu in jail the same way Mamdani said he would?
No,
Mamdani
I
said
also
if
think that would be a
Netanyahu came here.
total. I think that would be that's not something for the New York mayor to even be. That's a federal law. That's something that should be federally decided. If you're going to arrest the prime minister, president, whoever it is of a foreign country, any country, I don't think that's
A foreign country shouldn't be involved in our country.
A foreign country shouldn't be involved in what.
And that's the real reason why they don't like Mamdani. That's a real reason why the GOP hates Mamdani more than they hate like Cuomo, for example, or like even like Mayor Johnson, for that matter, or like any like progressive liberal, because of this so-called anti-Semitism or anti-Zionism even.
Politically.
Like that's clearly what this is about.
In financially.
Certain ways, yeah. No, I don't think there should be foreign funding.
There shouldn't be foreign influence in our country.
No, probably.
Oh, I agree. They don't have Arabic here. We need Ugandan letters. Spanish, Chinese. Next is going to be Hindu, Arabic. We're going to have... Inshallah.
That's rage bait.
These are pretty good. I was going to be like, that's terrible. I like these actually.
Oh, see you later, champ.
Hey, who are you voting for?
Sneeko. Well, that doesn't matter. Yo.
That's Mamdani. I hear it in your voice.
Hey, God bless you.
God bless you. I didn't. Nice lady in there.
You got two of them?
Yeah, you want one?
I guess so. Unless you think you should save it for something else.
Bro, it already fell off? Stickers are terrible. It's the one that fell off. Yeah, I think this is mine. Oh, it fell off. Just like me. Yeah, it's so hairy. I'm not
That's
an
crazy.
abuser. I'm Italian. Oh. I like Curtis Lewa a lot. I'm a big fan of the Guardian Angels. He stuck to his guns. Cuomo, he's all he's campaigning on is the fact that he's not Mamdani. I'm Gen Z. Right? I'm 27. Average Gen Z person, you know how much debt we have? Yeah, take a guess. How much debt the average person in Gen Z has?
Every person?
Yeah, the average.
Average, like, I don't know, 20,000?
94,000.
94,000?
94,000.
Wow.
Almost 5 times what you thought. The highest amount of debt in any generation in American history. So we're all starting adulthood right now. We're young. We're starting at this negative point. You can understand why a lot of these young people are starting to relate to a guy who's offering something a little more free.
Okay, if Mamdani wins, do you have any concern if Trump cuts the budget for New York?
Yeah, what Trump's doing is borderline fascist and un-American. He's going to go and punish citizens because he doesn't like the mayor. What happened to America first? Guy's a fraud. He's not releasing the Epstein list. He probably will do that just because he's that narcissistic, saying, oh, I'm better looking than Mamdani. The guy's, he's delusional at this point. This is his home city, too. That's why he should not have endorsed Cuomo. He really hurt his chances by saying that. That sounds like something Trump would do, but New York...
The right has been saying NYC a liberal shithole for a decade plus, but all of a sudden, on of our great American cities is under Muslim communist invasion. Doesn't make sense unless, yeah. Well, yeah. Look, it's not about. There's the optical part about it that the GOP is concerned about, but look, dude, you go back to the NYC or the RNC, for example. They brought in some. What was she? Hindu or Sikh woman to give a prayer to Wahe Guru. It's not really about him being Muslim or even necessarily socialist. It's that they perceive him as anti-Semitic. That's the real reason why they're going so hard right now. And don't get me wrong, I don't endorse this. I don't endorse, I don't think a foreigner should, just in general, should rule an American city. I think that's not in our interests whatsoever. But with that being said, like, you see what the issue is. You see that the issue is all about anti-Semitism. That's really all they care about. They're fine with, like you said, they're fine with New York City or any of these cities being total liberal shitholes in perpetuity, as long as it's a safe place for the Jews, as long as it's not anti-Semitic. So, yeah. I don't know, man. What else can you, like, I just think it's so obvious at this point. One question we have to ask is, can conservatives be overdone with how bad they say New York City and Chicago currently are? I personally think yes. Be overdone? What do you mean, can be overdone? I don't know what you mean by overdone.
We're strong. We'll be able to pull through regardless.
Thank you so
Thanks a lot,
much.
man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
We have to save our city from Mamdani. That's it.
How do we save our city from Mamdani?
By choosing someone with experience.
Do you
Hey, she sounds American.
like Sliwa or Cuomo better?
Young. I want Cuomo.
Well, what's one thing you like about Cuomo?
His experience.
Experience.
He was quite moderate.
What about COVID? He didn't do a great job. I know you guys. He didn't do a great.
I think he did.
I like Sliwa. Yeah,
He did.
I like Sliwa. Yeah, but Cuomo, he did it. He did a terrible job during
go,
COVID.
Forrest.
Remember, we were all hating him 5 years ago, and then
No, we didn't hate him. Not all of us.
Trump is endorsing Cuomo. So it's how blue is
He
he?
fully endorsed him, or he just said that he'd rather not have Mamdani.
Yeah.
Checks out.
All right. Good luck. We're taking over. Mamdani's coming. Every street's gonna look like that.
That was a bit weird.
Huh?
That was a bit weird.
You made it awkward. Being a little autistic right now, I'm not gonna lie.
That's rage bait. That's rage bait.
Dick Cheney just passed away, rest in peace, but he was one of the biggest proponents of the Iraq War and dominated most of my childhood, bringing us into a war on false pretense that Netanyahu told Congress about.
Some of them say those cities are so bad, but it seems to me that they're both less violent than in the recent past. No, dude, Chicago fucking blows right now, man. No, actually, I actually think that it's kind of understated how bad these cities are. Being from Chicago, being a Chicagoan, I can tell you, no, dude, it fucking blows. I'm not even kidding. It sucks. Chilling the same as always. Gotta make Granny's dinner. Shit, better get on that, dog. Grandma's gotta eat. Grandma's gotta eat too.
Saying that they had weapons.
Like, dude, it's just ridiculously dangerous right now. Yeah.
Weapons of mass destruction. Then we went in there. A million Iraqis died. A lot of U.S. soldiers died, and there were no weapons of mass destruction. Kind of poetic that on the day Mamdani is set to be
I can't speak
first
about
Muslim
New York,
mayor in
but
New York City. Dick Cheney, the guy who used New York City, used 9/11 as the reason to go into Iraq, and they have different reasons why they went in there. Poetic that's on the same day. This is Rockefeller Center. Last year I debated Rabbi Shmuley here when Trump won with the MAGA hat, the American flag. He had the Israeli flag, and it was very tense. Let's go to Times Square and let's go to LES because it's going to continue to ramp up for the next 3 hours.
You're glad to be proven wrong? I hope you were. I wish you were right. I wish you were right. Not that you were wrong. It sucks, man. Like, dude, everything about my city has just like fallen apart, and I've watched it fall apart over 20 years. Like, you go downtown, it's just not the same. It's like, first of all, there are a lot more closed stores. You see a lot more foreigners walking around. You hear a lot more foreign languages. Maybe they're tourists. I don't know. It's not the same. It is literally not the same. It feels a lot more alien and almost in a kind of eerie way. Maybe this might sound dramatic, but if you walk the streets, just if you're Chicagoan, you know what I'm talking about. It feels almost desolate. It feels there's a very subtle vibe change, and like if you drive around it, like especially if you're on the west side, like the streets are just awful. The roads are torn up. There's potholes everywhere. People are driving like jackasses. Violent crime is just, it's a normal thing now. like more than it ever has been. People are getting mugged left and right in broad daylight in places they weren't getting mugged before. Yeah, dude, it fucking sucks. It sucks, man. I wish it weren't the case, but it is what it is.
Almost decision time. There's a lot of cops to this one. Pre-Palestine protest, post-ceasefire. I thought we were done with that. Makes sense. Let's globalize the Intifada.
Is an incel Mexican your neighbor? Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. Close though.
Every time the media lies.
Headquarters. Suck that piece of shit.
What'd you say? Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check. Repeat after me. Misogynistic piece of shit, get out of here.
Across the
What does that have to do
What
with
is that?
Palestine?
What is that thing?
headquarters.
What is this?
EC headquarters.
Because
Oh, why do you think I'm misogynistic?
You think not voting for Trump anymore makes you a hero?
like every other Western news outlet.
Every other Western news outlet.
You don't care. You just yelled at me.
It's complicit
Why are you here?
in the genocide of
It's New York City. It's my city. I support Palestine too.
I've seen your work. That's why I'm asking you. I've seen your work. I know what you do.
What do you think? You don't know that I stand for Palestine?
pretends to be like Trump, though. You think that not because you stand with him no more that makes you a hero? You still love him?
I voted for Trump in 2016. I've been the most critical person. I've been one of the most critical people against Trump.
Imperialism. I don't know. We'll see.
Bro, honestly, man, I guess what can you say? The New York City, the GOP, they deserve Mamdani. Yeah, what is that creature waving the flag? I've got the same question as you. Your granny's living the good life. Oh, forage. Where's my porridge, Mr. Forage? Get back to work. Get back to the kitchen. I'm hungry. My small town here in Kansas is being overrun by crazy parents who let their kids ride electric scooters. Wait, does that make you crazy? What's wrong with electric scooters? Creature looks like Matan. Yeah, if Matan were trans. It's the same thing when I visit my mom in Milwaukee. Entire downtown area is a shithole. Yeah, dude, it's just like, look. This is everywhere, man. You cannot run from it. You can't get away from it. You can't. You know, people are trying to move away. Like, we'll get up. We'll move to Texas. Oh, Texas is 40% white now, less than. We'll move to Arkansas. We'll move to Colorado. Oh, Colorado's filled with Venezuelan gangs. Like, you cannot run from this, man. It's everywhere. It's in your city. It's in your neighborhood. They're your next door neighbors. It's in your backyard. The only way out of this is through it. So, if the GOP wants to win it, if we want less of this, then like, you gotta take an America First stance. It's that or you lose.
I criticized the war in Iran.
Hey, I got an e-bike a few weeks ago. Shit, it's awesome. Yeah, what's with the hate on the electric scooters? I think they're awesome, dude. It's such a pleasant mode of transportation. It's like, and I don't have an electric scooter or anything like that, but I had one when I was a kid. I totally see the appeal. So.
And I've been going at him about Epstein.
Oh, if that's true, keep it up then.
Continue to downplay.
Instead of yelling at somebody.
Yeah, new tweet. He's incoming ratio against Kevin Roberts. What did Kevin Roberts have to say?
Plainly, both as president of the Heritage Foundation and also as an American who understands.
This guy's fucking cooked, man.
Leadership requires owning the moments where we fall short, then using them to reset.
We're going to 1.5x this.
And recommit. I talked about this today, as you may have seen, during our Heritage All-Staff Town Hall. I'm so grateful for my amazing colleagues. My use of the phrase venomous coalition was a terrible choice of words. It caused justified concern, especially among friends and allies who know how seriously Heritage has fought and continues to fight against the rise of anti-Semitism. Everyone has the responsibility to speak up against the scourge of anti-Semitism, no matter the messenger. Heritage and I will do so, even when my friend Tucker Carlson needs challenging. My Heritage colleagues know, as do you, the work ahead is too important. Our conservative movement must be willing to wrestle with hard conversations, not avoid them. Last night's election results demonstrate this. The need of this moment is clear. We must articulate a bold, positive vision that convinces Americans that conservative policies will revitalize the American dream.
Nope. Look, here's something.
The left isn't.
Nope. Conservatism is dead, man. Conservatism is dead. It's America first. It's America first or it's nothing. Okay? I'm not a conservative.
Slowing down. If we want to win, truly win, we must grow stronger in every way.
What does it mean to be a conservative? What does it mean to be a conservative if the same conservative movement has Ben Shapiro? Now, the litmus test is America first. Are you America first? Let's start there.
Moving forward. Standing for strong families, because no society survives without them. Advocating for the dignity of work and free enterprise.
Mellow lives to your Mexican ghetto life confirmed. Ay, pinche. About all she wants to eat these days are burritos. She's 96-year-old, so she gets whatever she wants at this point. Based. Yeah. She just like... This girl, she like just shit her diaper and gets you to like clean it. She like purposely chooses like the food that's absolutely gonna wreck her stomach, so you have to like clean it up. She just yeah, clean it up, bitch. yeah, clean up my adult diaper, bitch. Nah, man, I know what it's like. I remember my grandma was taking care of my grandma when she was getting up there. It's rough. It's hard. It's a hard deal. Bro got ratioed in under a minute. They never learn, do they? Should know by now. If you're not a kid, I agree. When you're driving and kids come down the road on a scooter, it's like a bicycle. It's like a motorcycle on steroids as far as the potential danger. Busy town here. Yeah, how people use the scooters or the bicycles is another discussion. These fucking bikers. I remember I was driving and I was going to the gym. And I got to this intersection and like this fucking fat lesbian on an electric scooter just pulled in and took a right turn right in front of me. Didn't look left, was wearing headphones the entire time, and I'm sitting there and she's going at like 2/3 the speed limit. I'm like, come on, you fat bitch. Get the fuck out of the... I'm sitting here driving my fucking car, crashing out. And she's probably sitting there listening to, I don't know, listening to like fucking Taylor Swift or something, balling out. She's having a great time, blissfully unaware that there's this fucking pissed off maniac crashing out behind him like, get the fuck out of the way, you fat lesbian. You fat... I'm like so mad. I'm so mad because I'm stuck behind this bitch. Not a care in the world. That's kind of based, actually. Completely unbothered. Fuck everyone else. Completely unbothered. She's over there listening to Sabrina Carpenter. I'm just seething. This fucking country has gone to shit. This country is fucked up. What's happened to this country? She's just, it's a beautiful afternoon. Yeah, she won that encounter. She doesn't even know it. She won that encounter, though. But the bikes themselves are cool. The e-bikes, whatever, I think they're pretty cool. You know? I can't believe someone this stupid is the head of the chief GOP think tank. Look, dude, it's like, he's cooked. The Jews will never accept his apology. He'll probably be replaced at some point as soon as they have a valid candidate. And America First won't accept him either because he's a treacherous... Can't say that on YouTube. He's a treacherous pussy. So, like, he's, at this point, politically homeless. He's cooked. It's over for him. Now she's constipated all the time, so we load her up on prunes. Yeesh. Well, what you want the kids to do drugs and watch porn, I won't let them ride scooters, educate them on how not to be stupid. You think these kids are buying 5K bikes without helping parents? These parents are stupid. Yeah, literally just like look both ways before you cross the fucking street. I don't know, like, don't be a nuisance. Don't be like, don't block traffic. Don't drive in the middle. Don't ride your bike in the middle of the street. Basic shit. Anyway. She can't eat Chipotle though. She once ate half your burrito bowl and she almost died from stomach pain. Ooh. Damn. I'm totally upset at the parents, not the kids. Totally agree. Problem is you can't get an e-scooter or e-bike for cheap. Dude, I saw, I was in like Costco or something one time. Yeah. and I saw they were selling Bugatti e-bikes. Can you imagine? Can you imagine you're trying to like hit on some, like, hey bitch, hey, yeah, I got a Bugatti. I'll pull up in my Bugatti. I'll take you out to dinner. You pull up on your bike. All right, hop on. We're going to Olive Garden. I thought you said you drew a Bugatti. Hey, this is a Bugatti, bitch. Hey, don't scuff the spokes. It's a nice bike. Imagine. Bugatti. That's crazy. Buying your Bugatti e-bike in Costco. Somehow that doesn't feel the same. Yeah. It was kind of, I forgot how much it was. It was like, what, $1,500? It was a nice bike.
Prize. Because it's how
nice can it be if you're selling it in Costco? I don't know.
Will build meaning and sustain freedom. Defending national sovereignty. Because a country that doesn't protect itself isn't a country. And restoring citizenship as a sacred trust, rooted in virtue, liberty, and faith. It's not just policy, it's purpose. So to each of you working the long hours, holding the line, doing the unglamorous tasks that keep this mission moving, I see you. I'm grateful. And I want you to know, we're in this together. Movements like ours are not weakened by adversity. We are sharpened by it. Let's take what we've learned. Let's recommit. And by all means, let's go win.
Win what? Win how? Win for whom? That was a big nothing burger. That was like just Yappersville. Whole lot of nothing. What do you say? Virtue, something, and faith? Faith in whom? Faith in what? What are we putting our faith in? Not to draw the obvious, but like, and I put my faith in Christ and in the church and, you know, Catholicism. I don't know if I really want to unite with people that worship Moloch. No thanks. No thank you.
Buddy, you could talk to somebody. Conversations is part of how we have a democracy and how we can figure out that we're not all different.
I don't talk to misogynist and racist people.
Who am I racist to?
Israel is doing to Gaza.
What Israel is doing to Gaza.
Who am I racist to? I don't even understand. Look, you just call me racist. I don't even know who she thinks I'm racist to. You're just saying words without any...
I don't think that's a woman, bro.
Sort of, and she's turning her head. But these are people at protests, too, who are speaking up for what's right. I'm giving you the opportunity.
Braylon will be the next chairman of Heritage. Dude, you know, he's got the... He officially has the Groyper curse. It's over for him. Frankly, dude, like, it was over before it even began. That guy is that GOP swamp creature, that GOP test tube baby. Yeah, his career I don't really see being very fortuitous. I think it's kind of cooked.
You're gonna wave the flag and not say anything. Who am I racist towards? Am I racist to you? I didn't say anything racist to you. People like that, that's why so many people don't respect the Free Palestine movement and think it's a clown show. You're gonna yell, you're gonna make accusations, I wanna talk to you, you say good and bad things, and you say I'm racist, and then you turn your head away. And the one person who should be able to speak up is somebody who's literally at a protest yelling. Like, you're the one, I'm an activist. Okay, well, then now you're quiet, but you'll yell, but you'll stay quiet in a combo. So this one's free, because Mamdani. Free grocery store. Free?
Mamdani win, then free.
Mamdani win, then free?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
I give you.
My boss. Okay, I'll come back in 4 hours for my free apple. Okay. Did you vote?
No.
Why you no vote?
I'm not from Green Card.
You're from Bangladesh?
Yeah.
Do you like Mamdani?
Yeah.
That's good. SN. Okay.
N.
E.
This is America.
K.
K.
O.
O.
There you go.
Yes.
Sneeko. How you doing, man? Hey, did you vote?
Yes, sir. Wish you the best of luck.
Sliwa. Man, the Cuomo supporters are always the most quiet. Just speak up about
this
it.
One, right?
That one, yeah. So much better than showing people Rumble. That would have been a fucking headache there. Thank you. Oh, I just love being in the Big Apple.
Dude, there's always like some like wacky ass shit going on in New York. There's always like some influencer or like social experiment going on. Like whether it's like Times Square or on the subway. What's going on over there?
I know you.
What's up, man? Did you vote?
Everyone's trying to make
Did you
it,
vote?
huh?
No, I'm a German.
Oh.
But good luck.
Ich liebe dich.
Dankeschön, ich dich auch.
America first, yes. Israel last. Would you vote for me if I ran for
W.
mayor? Next
W.
next
W.
election.
German.
Sneeko versus Mamdani. Who you voted for?
You got to tell me what you're gonna do for the city. But you're not a New
I'm
you're
gonna.
not a New York native though, right?
What you mean? I was born here.
You was?
Yeah, where you born?
Got you now. I'm from here.
Oh yeah, I was
Wait.
born on 14th Street.
I got you.
Okay, yeah. So if I run, I'm gonna promise free everything, and then when I get elected, I'm gonna take all the money and not give anything to anybody.
See, that's not good.
W. W. W.
That's the move.
W.
That is not the,
Hey,
that's what people. That's the type of shit that people be doing, man.
politics, baby. I can feel myself like.
It's like 12, 14 million people there in New York City. What is it? Is it like 8 million in Manhattan? I don't know. I can't. I think it's 7. If you include all of New York's, what was it 18 million? I can't remember, man. To be honest. Let me specify. Oh, 8 million. It's the whole city is 8 million. The metropolitan area, 20 million. So I was off by 2. So I was pretty close. But it's not specifically Manhattan, the city, but the metropolitan area. Plus the metropolitan area, 20 million. Or 20 to 23 million.
Who would have thunk it?
Sorry, I made journalism scholar for you. Not just asking people who they're voting for.
Is this a spoon?
Yeah, this is.
You don't have a real mic? I didn't vote today. I'm just getting
What
some
the hell?
stickers. But I'm feeling myself like I like Mamdani more and more, and it's a little bit annoying to me because I'm not a socialist. But you know, he's smiling a lot. He did a great campaign.
Bro, I feel like you just walk around New York City and just conduct like from one end to another and end up conducting like a half dozen interviews, you know?
One of the best ever. And I do like the fact that he stood on that debate stage and they all were like, oh, I'm going to go kiss the wall. I'm going to go love Israel so much. And Mamdani said, no, I'm going to stay in New York City. Ironically, they're trying to call him a foreigner, all this stuff, a jihadist. That's the most patriotic answer. The only thing good about Cuomo from anybody else is he's not Mamdani.
Eastern half of Russia is 7.8 million people. Yeah, nobody lives out there. It's all untamed tundra and wilderness.
Other than that, like he's a nobody. All these people in the city can't afford rent anymore. So what do you expect them to do? When somebody's offering some sort of solution, whether or not it's going to be successful, you got to understand why they're there. Don't hate the people that can't afford groceries and rent anymore. This system is like something, the capitalism that we're following now, it's not for everybody. Right? The top 0.01% of people, of business owners and top 0.01% of wealth, they have more money than like half the country combined. Like that doesn't make any sense. And then they go lecture us and say that we're retarded and you're a communist and this stuff. Well, what are the solutions we have?
So none of the candidates align with your beliefs?
No, not yet, but I'm interested to see where this, I think Mamdani's going to win. It's pretty certain. I'm interested to see where it goes.
I transferred to New York as a student, and I'm having trouble finding housing at all, even for a short term.
Yeah. So you're a New York resident now?
Now I am, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, that is one thing that I'm like kind of questionable about. Again, a lot of New Yorkers, people born here, voted Cuomo. People from out of town, college students, people moving to Greenpoint, Brooklyn, they're all... Yeah. Why do you fuck with Mamdani?
What didn't Mamdani win like 80, 70% of the foreign-born population? So there is utility in this. There is utility, and you see a lot of like the GOP grifters are making that point. Like, here's the problem with immigration. Look. But again, it's like, okay, well, do something about it. Trump's in office. Trump's the president. Why don't we bump up those deportation numbers? So it's all lip service. This administration, the GOP is just not serious about curbing immigration. So, poor little Pittsburgh, a measly 2.3 mil metro pop. Yeah, dude, this is a real city. This is a real city right here, New York City. Sneeko has the most midwit takes ever. Yeah, I mean, look, he's not like exactly a intellectual juggernaut, but I don't want to dog on Sneeko right now. I live 35 minutes outside Pittsburgh, and because like, look, it's like the whole history with America First, and he was kind of it was a fair weather friend to Nick. He's flip flopped on a number of things, and whatever. What will he believe next week? I don't know. But regardless, it seems like things are fine right now between him, Nick, and AF. So I live 35 minutes outside Pittsburgh. It's all farmland where I'm at. It's nice to have. I have more cows in a 3 square mile radius around me than humans. Fuck Pittsburgh too. All cities suck. I like cities personally. It's just the way they are now sucks because they're dirty and hostile. I haven't seen or heard the word midwit in years. You love it. Yeah, it's a good one. Nico slander is always welcome. Yeah, I don't love Sneeko, but for reasons we don't have to rehash. But I mean, this is good content.
Shit, I'm being put on the spot. My bad. He's a very good representation of like Muslims. He's very open about his religion. I'm not. No. I'd say I'm more on the left.
Why is it that liberals resonate with Muslims so much? I never got that.
I'm not. Really sure.
Because it seems like I always notice that liberals hate Christians, but Muslims are like, oh, you're one of us. Then you read the Quran, it's like, oh, gay people and trans people, you're not fucking,
I think it's like, whatever religion you are. I think it's a free country. We're lucky enough to live here. You're free enough
you're
to believe.
Canadian.
I am.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Well, do I have to rehash it, or is it obvious? So it's about undermining the American ethos, the Christian European identity. Islam or Hinduism, whatever, it's all just a vessel to achieve that. So by these international perfidious. So cities are bastions of civilization. We need them. Yeah, I'm pro city. I am pro city. I like cities. So Nick made a truce with Sneeko. Yeah, so again, it's like, gotta listen to the boss, gotta listen to our, I always think it's funny. When people are like, man, we need Adolf Hitler. We need our own version of Stalin. And then you're seeing like the makings of that in real time. And they're like, no. Here's why I disagree with Nick Fuentes. Like all these wignats. It's like, you fucking idiots. You don't understand how this shit works, man. That's why these people will lose. That's why. And, I was going to talk about it later, but, like, the beef with, like, Arvel and, like, Devin Stack, it's just, like, you people are just losers. You don't understand the score. It's like, Nick is under immense attack right now, and has been his entire career. Why are you nitpicking? Why are you attacking Nick? Because, like, it all came from that clip where Nick was talking about your birthright, if you were born here, if you're American, and allying, like, he's building a coalition of people who are not necessarily white, but are America first. And then, like, people like the Wignats, they just did not like that. Like, well, does that mean, are you in favor of birthright citizenship? And it's like, dude, are you fucking stupid? Don't you understand that it's implicit? Do you know nothing about Nick and what he believes in? You really think Nick is advocating for birthright citizenship all of a sudden? Have you watched any of his shows? It should be obvious. We're in a fucking battle right now. The Jews are all coming together. They're like, we gotta squash this anti-Semitism. We gotta unite. Left-wing Jews, right-wing Jews, we all gotta come together. And we gotta, because there are real Nazis out there. And meanwhile, you've got these people that think it's better to fuck off into the farm, build farmhouses instead of like capturing the institutions. And they're like, did Nick sell out? Let's discuss. And they're going to pretend like that's not ankle biting. It's like, dude, read the fucking room right now. What, like, how do you not understand that by now? What is the standard that Nick needs to meet for you to be satisfied with him? Is he not doing enough? Has he not done enough to bring the ideas to conversation into the mainstream, to move the needle, to have a cult-like following of diehard believers in the mission, of young people that are now infiltrating the institutions? Is that not enough? Like, can you give him the fucking benefit of the doubt for once? I didn't like this statement. I don't agree with that. It's like, dude, enough. Does he have, and that's the thing, like, I get tired of having to qualify everything. I do. I get tired of always having to say the obvious. You know, we're talking about a generalization. It's not all of them, this, that, or the other. Obviously this or that. I do get tired of it. And it's like, okay, so he didn't qualify one statement. Does that deserve the level of scrutiny that he experienced? So I just saw this, like, this ankle biting. And if you're on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. You've probably seen much of it over the not just, this is not a recent development. It's been going on for a long time. And you would think at this pivotal point, this inflection point, they would understand what's going on. They would understand the game, the stakes, and they would bury the hatchet. They would, like, shut the fuck up about ankle biting and just directionally align with these people that they might not perfectly agree with, like Nick. And really the disagreements, a lot of it are more practical. It's a matter of, like, how, not necessarily what. Like, they're really going to ankle bite people they agree with on 90 or 95% of the problems. Like, what is the crux of the problem? That we're not a sovereign country. Okay. That's kind of it. So how do we solve that problem? Okay, like, what is the chief cause of their disagreement? Okay, Arvel believes in returning to the land and rebuilding from the ground up. Nick believes in infiltration and going into the institutions, into the think tanks, into these various campaigns and administrations, and reworking things from the inside out. So it's just like, I don't know, man. And that's why Nick is on the generational run. That's why he's pulling 50,000 viewers every night. That's why he's living rent-free in Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin and everyone's head. That's why everyone's a Groiper now and not whatever these Wignats are. So look, the proof is in the pudding. Like, Nick is killing it right now. He's been killing it for a long time. Just let him cook. If you don't understand the score, if you like, these people, like, genuinely, like, they're destined to be ruled over by people that are just smarter than them. These people that don't understand this, that are either smarter or are able to put their differences aside to see the greater picture. Like, that's kind of politics, you know? Are you going to agree with everybody 100% on everything? No. But what matters? Prioritize what you're trying to accomplish. So the whole petty infighting is just so stupid. But it's just like, stop ankle biting Nick. Get on sides. For fuck's sake, man. Hinduism seems like a religion that can assimilate, unlike Islam. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't care to find out, to be honest. No, I don't want Hindus living here either. I don't know. I mean, I guess Islam might be worse, but they're both wrong, so I don't really want to entertain either. The ankle biters have come out of the woodwork. Yeah, it's like, dude, don't you think Nick is under enough attack? Like, he's not experiencing enough pressure right now? For fuck's sake. I still don't want 20 million brown immigrants regardless. None of us do. Yeah. No, it's a completely different religion, ethnicity, and culture. Granted, Islam is worse, but neither will assimilate in large numbers. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. I'm just not familiar with Hinduism. It doesn't seem like a radical religion. I mean, they're persecuting Christians in India, but no, it's not like Islam. And maybe that's just kind of the difference between, like, the populations themselves, like, ethnically. Like, how much conquering can Indians do versus, like, Middle Easterners, you know? I don't know. But no, but I think Islam is definitely more hostile. It has a conquering mentality. Hinduism, not so much, as far as I know. The reason why people F off to the country is because these tards are insufferable and they will never learn their lesson. Being around them lowers your quality of life severely. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I understand the appeal of the country, but my point is, you can't concede the levers of power, the seats of power. The power is in Washington. The power is in New York, to an extent, LA, to a certain extent, like Chicago, really the East Coast and the West Coast, like Silicon Valley. That's where the power is. So people in the country don't really have much of a say in how the country's run. Yeah, on the countryside, that is. You want to say you've got to go to the locus of power, and that's just how it is. So if you have like options, if you have ambition and wealth, or you want to make a big difference in how the country's being run, you kind of have to go to the East Coast. You know, you kind of have to go to Washington. So it's bigger than just like the kind of environment you want to live in. Like, yeah, a lot of people want to live in the country, that's fine, but like understand what comes with that. Like, you're not going to have as much influence if your goal is to network and to influence politics or get into the big money. We're talking billionaires. There aren't billionaires. Not a lot of billionaires live out in the countryside. They're gathered in cities. So yeah, like there's bad parts of cities. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with like homeless people, foreigners, whatever, crime, but those are solvable problems. Yeah, right. So right now they do kind of suck in that way, but we can solve those problems. Mental fortitude it took for Nick to go through what he went through and come out on the other side with his head held high. You have to respect that. 100%, dude. 100%. People have no idea, and they'll never know. They'll never know what he really went through. They can't really fathom it. Most people would have crumbled. Most people do crumble. Look at Kevin Roberts. He got a strongly worded letter or whatever from a couple of Jews, and he does a 180, and he's crying about it. Most people do not have what it takes. Father James Maudsley defended Nick on avoiding Babylon. Tim Gordon sniped Nick on the women question during the Tucker interview. This is why we can't have nice things. Yeah, I didn't know about the Tim Gordon thing. Really? That's disappointing. It's just like, guys, you can have your, and I'm not saying you can't have your disagreements, but there's a time and place. What are we trying to do here, you know? Don't try to ankle butt or undermine the credibility of Nick or like sow any kind of dissent. It's like do or fucking die. Do people understand that? Do people understand that the stakes are like we lose our country and like white people lose sovereignty of their own countries and disappear forever? Not to be dramatic. Or same thing with Catholicism, that Catholicism could crumble. You know, you only have liberty, you only have your country insofar as you're willing to defend it. So that's the priority here. Like the disagreements, like people have to like tone it down. And of course, first and foremost, if you have a legitimate disagreement, all these people have Nick's number. So if it's something like you think is serious, then they should contact him, give him a call. But it is just like, how important is that? How important or is like, okay, you didn't like a statement he made, big whoop. Like, if we put this in, like, if we compare and contrast, if we were to weigh all the good things Nick is doing, and then we weigh all the criticisms, do you really think they're even close? Or is, like, the benefit, the good that Nick is contributing to the movement in the country just vastly outweighs the detriment? I think it's so obvious. And it's a litmus test. It really is. It's a litmus test. Do you understand this? Do you need to be fucking told not to ankle bite? Or do you just kind of understand that? I don't know, man. I feel like it shouldn't have to be said, but people don't understand what the stakes are. And look, when push comes to shove, man, like the ankle biting between Jews, you see how that stops. October 7th, Ben Shapiro and Jonathan Greenblatt were retweeting each other. They were like this when it came to the issues that they prioritize. So you would hope that more people would understand that. Anyway. Craziest point is Nick is literally just a streamer. Well, he's more than that. He's the leader of a political movement. You know? That's like the ostensible his ostensible profession, but he's called for political action for a long time, whereas a lot of these other streamers don't do that. Like Steven Crowder never talked about organizing, never talked about a positive vision for the country outside of like just kind of milquetoast conservative talking points. So yes, he's a streamer, like that's, I guess, his official profession, but it's more than that. But I agree with you. It's like, it's not like he's a general. It's not like he's a big banker or anything like that, or a billionaire, you know? But that's just how times have changed. Theo Howard is a trad cat who wanted Nick to go harder on the Jewish question on Tucker's interview. Who? Theo Howard? I don't know who that is. I think a lot of people wanted Nick to go harder on Tucker, but dude, it's like, let him cook, man. I think he handled it perfectly, quite frankly. Not the glaze, but it's like, there's a time and place. Right now, we're coalition building. Right now, we are pulling people into our sphere our sphere, on our side. It's a demonstration of character, a demonstration of your belief system, your values, how you conduct yourself. And Nick passed the test. That's why everyone likes him. That's why he's red pilling so many people, because he made his views palatable, but he also understood like what he could gain out of that interview. And I think it was better to take a more amicable, friendly approach, especially when because they talked the night before. They had dinner before they did the show, and so they were already able to clear up some of the air. But just look at all the utility that came from that interview. There will be time for more interviews. There will be time to hash out those problems in greater detail in the future. It's almost like, but right now he's rehabilitating his name among many of these right-wing juggernauts. And Tucker is huge. And so he's absorbing Tucker's audience. So call it Machiavellian, but that's politics, man. You know? Let's be real. Nick loves the pressure and the power. That's why he's a GOAT, a true leader, not glazing, but that's how you get boots on the ground. True. Well, it is. It's all about power. And you have to understand that. We're not libertarians here. And yeah, dude, Nick always thrives under pressure. Yeah, like you said, he really does thrive under pressure. His best shows are like right after somebody like went after him. It's like that just and that's probably the Italian in him. That's the righteous indignation, you know? That like, just out of spite almost. He's like, I'm going to fucking put on the best show and like prove these people wrong and shit all over them. You know? Personal. Yeah, he's married to the game. Nick loves to mock his ankle biters, yeah. And Nick has a political brand in AF, yeah. Nick will get a Clanker Tradcath waifu once Leo approves. Hope Leo. Hope Leo, please, if you can hear us. There will have always been voices that come from the little to no means. Cesar Chavez is one of the most influential people in California history, but he had no official title. He just had a message. Nick is just a guy with a microphone. Look at how they panic about just a guy with a microphone and a camera. Theo Howard of the Two Cities podcast, usually a Catholic channel I like. But yeah. Yeah, it's like, understand, I think people really need to just trust Nick on this optics and political stuff. And not to say that, like, look, obviously Nick is not going to do things perfectly 100% of the time. I think that goes without saying. But I think he knows better than, like, everybody else, quite frankly, because he's lived it for years. He's passed the vibe check. He has this instinct, which I think is which has been vindicated time and time again. So it's always funny when people like super chat basic ideas like, hey, Nick, have you thought about getting a bank account? Hey, Nick, have you thought about getting like credit card processors for AF Store? I'm trying to buy your hat and I'm having problems. Hey, Nick, have you thought about like going on Joe Rogan? You know, it's like, guys, come on now. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on all the ankle biting and stuff. I won't even really pull up the clips or anything. I think it's really not even worth mentioning after this. These people want to ankle bite. They'll be left in the dust. It's over. You know? Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, imagine like betraying Nick and seeing all this. Imagine how Jaden feels, how Jaden McNeil feels. Used to be Nick's top guy. Now his whole existence is just seething about Nick. Every stream he just logs on just to A-log Nick. Meanwhile, Nick is just getting bigger and more powerful and more relevant. Can you imagine? How do you not like kill yourself? How do you like, dude, like, bro, that's cooked, man. Or like Ethan Ralph or Baked Alaska. Any of these other guys. Well, Cat. That was disappointing. Who else? Any of these people, man. Can you fucking imagine? Imagine betraying the future Emperor King of America. Imagine. That's crazy. Anyway.
It's alright.
We charge you with genocide.
Nico! What's going on, bro? She called me racist like 5 minutes ago. Wait.
I don't know. I feel about it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
She just called me. I don't even know who I'm racist to. I asked her like, who am I racist to? She didn't answer. Who am I racist to?
Huh?
Who am I racist to?
Not a specific person, but why you keep asking me? Go ask
What the fuck is that thing?
You called me racist.
Don't call me racist. Don't talk to me. You don't gotta talk to me.
Don't call me. I don't better a woman, wait.
Just because you don't support Trump no more, that doesn't make you a hero. You don't gotta talk to me.
You don't talk about a hero. You called me racist, and I want to figure out what race.
You don't gotta talk to me. Like,
I think she said I'm racist to black people. Look at him. He's half black. Hey, I'm a quarter black. How black are you?
Like a little bit, quarter.
Dominican. Dominican. Que lo que? I know black. I'm Dominican. I know black body.
Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know where you're gonna go.
I've seen you.
What did you see?
I don't remember. I just know I recognize your face.
What's the first thing you think of when you think about Sneeko?
I think the Snoop Dogg?
No, Sneeko, not Snoop Dogg.
Is that your name?
Snoop Dogg, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, what's the first thing you think of?
I like a video of you in your room or something.
You don't know? What's going on?
Ton is hardcore. He's taking the trolling to the next level, man. Intermediate, indeterminate gender or race.
Yo, why you sound like Tylil?
He's a mystery.
you can call one of them.
Well, who you voted for though?
Nobody.
Mom Donnie. Why Mom Donnie?
No, I'm just playing. Nah, Mom Donnie's tough though, bro.
You like him?
Yeah.
They said that's Trump's worst enemy.
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh, he's tapped in. He knows. Okay.
I am tapped in.
I ain't vote for nobody.
Yeah. I'm a kid. I'm a minor.
Oh, how old are you?
Underage.
Are you 7 at least?
Like 6, 7.
Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we puff live.
Yeah, you look like Zoran Mamdani.
Yeah, you don't.
Bro, I've gotten that like 6 times.
Mamdani?
Yeah.
Yo, it's Mamdani.
No, I'm not.
It's Mamdani, man. Congrats, bro. So what do you think about Mamdani? On one hand, he's jumping up and down at the trans parades, but on another hand...
Well, he's young, so
yeah,
that's something new, right?
Yeah. What do you think about the gay pride stuff?
I mean, this New York City, diversity.
It's because they're trying to say he's going to spread Sharia law, and then you see him, like, jumping up and down. Like,
It's just racism at the end of the day.
yeah. Maybe next time.
Both you guys, what the hell? What's good, Brody?
Who's behind the camera?
What's good, Brody?
Street side, we were not there.
Nah, a long time no see. How you been, bro?
Long time, man. I've been good, man. How you been, bro?
I don't know who
I
that
just
is.
got to stand on some music.
Good
Come
time.
on.
I'm to you.
All right, so you voted Mamdani. Why?
No, I did not vote for
You voted for Sliwa? Why'd you vote Cuomo?
Cause that's Mufasa. He's the rightful king. He's supposed to be back in the office.
He's Mufasa.
Yeah,
That's
he's like
pretty cooked.
Mufasa. He needed to be back in the office.
Damn, but he fucked up during COVID.
I don't think that shit is real, man.
What, COVID or his... What you mean?
Like the allegations he talking about?
Yeah. He said I'm not a rapist. I'm Italian.
Oh, you could say that? You could say rapist? What do you shit?
You can
Yeah,
say
I'm a-
fucking
wait,
anything
I'm
you
Italian.
want.
What's that mean?
Yeah.
Can I take a picture with you?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Did you vote?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
I don't know. I feel like it's too much process. Hi.
It's too much to process? What you mean?
I don't know. It's like I don't know.
That's base. No, no, that's base.
Where you from?
Stop flicking, stop flicking.
Let's get a flick. Where you from?
I'm from Uzbekistan.
Oh, you are? Okay. Are you Muslim?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. You converted, right?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Oh, mashallah.
MashaAllah. You don't do that pose. This is such a man pose.
Bro.
You posted out. Yeah, it's a man pose. Yeah, yeah, you want to use it.
Thank you so much. You want to take a picture with him? Yeah.
She don't want to.
No, it's just like, it's awkward. I feel like she's shy or something.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
You're like 3'5".
Let's do peace. I feel like you're like a peace girl.
She really is, actually.
I knew it. I knew it. Where you go? This way? All right, cool.
All right, it was nice meeting
meet
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I passed the hour after the polls had closed, and Zoran Mamdani, the 34-year-old Democratic Socialist, is the winner, as expected, and will be the next mayor.
Looks like Mamdani has won the election. It was the most amount of votes since 1969. 2 million people voted in the city. It seemed.
Even Richard Spencer was worried that Tucker Carlson would subvert Nick and his movement. I saw an interesting post from Paul Town today. I think it was Paul Town. And it is raising suspicions. Because now everybody's chumming up to Nick. I don't even want to, honestly, I don't even know if I want to talk about this, to be honest. I don't know. I'll say this. Yesterday, this is not a new thought, knock on wood. I'm not trying to speak this into existence, but yesterday, Nick reiterated that, yeah, he is concerned about, they're going to try to kill him again. I think that's a distinct possibility. I think that's, yeah, that's a very real possibility. And so this is definitely on his mind, but Paul Town said that, I think it was Paul Town. Did I bookmark it? No, I didn't. Fuck. I think it was Paul Town. Man, this guy's tweeting too fucking much, man. Anyway, I can't find it right now. And he said that Tucker chumming up to Nick might be him positioning himself to scalp Nick's audience in the off chance that Nick goes away for a long time or is potentially killed. I think that there's a non-zero possibility that that's true. Because it is a bit of a drawing about face how Tucker has approached Nick Fuentes, going from ignoring him to frankly kind of ignorant attacks to now having this very successful and friendly conversation with him that really rehabilitated much of his image among the dissident right. And so in the same way that when Charlie Kirk was killed, much of his audience was absorbed by Nick, was absorbed by Tucker, and was absorbed by, Candace, something similar could happen if they take out Nick. And as we've stated before, we don't trust Tucker. That is a possibility. This is speculative. Now, that could be true. It could also be true that what we're seeing now between the Israeli lobby, all of this could just be an internal power struggle within the intelligence agencies. Different factions vying for power. And some of that stuff we might just not be privy to. It's all happening behind the scenes. A lot harder to track. That's a possibility too, because they do hate Tucker. They do very much hate Tucker. I don't think that's artificial. That would be, I think, frankly, way harder to orchestrate. They're pretty honest when they tell you about who they hate. So, Oh, for sure he has a target on his back. That's a CIA tactic for sure. Does Nick still live in the same place he was doxxed? I don't even want to comment on that. So I think that's a distinct possibility. But the problem with that, if that is true, Tucker is, I'll try to reverse this. Tucker is to the left of Nick, right? So if Nick is killed, that will radicalize the right wing. And that will move everybody to the right. And you'll probably see prominent figures that were once gatekept out of AF for being too radical rise up. They will come to prominence. And so what would likely happen is you'd see a shift to somebody that's more to the right of Nick, not to the left. I think Tucker would certainly benefit from that. And if Nick were to be taken out, then he would kind of be the de facto voice of America first, as far as big influencers go. And I obviously don't like that. I mean, I don't obviously like I don't want Nick. Clearly, I don't want Nick to have anything bad to happen to him. But, you know, I think that's a non-zero possibility. I think that in this day and age, man, you kind of have to weigh all of these possibilities. Because that's how these battles are taking place right now. It's not clear. There's spy games going on. There's subterfuge. And you have to wonder. And this is fifth generational warfare at play. So you have to wonder if this was a play, that Tucker is rehabilitating his image, attaching himself to AF so he can be the successor if something were to happen to Nick. I don't know if that's the most likely explanation or reality, but I do think it's one that is very possible, given what we know about Tucker, his background, and our general distrust of him. So, and maybe that's all schizo. But look, they already tried to kill him. We know they're getting desperate. We know there are different factions at play. It's not like it's just the, you know, this could be like, how do I describe? This could just be like the Anglos. It could be the Anglos vying to take over America first. It's not like there's just one faction at play here. In the same way, like, people forgot that deranged liberals exist. Patrick Casey, bro. Patrick who? Nick said he was originally being groomed to be Steve Bannon's youth movement, but Nick didn't trust Bannon. I think Tucker is the second attempt at the Groypers. If successful, I think Nick is killed. Yeah, I'm very suspicious of that. And I don't think... Here's the thing, though. I would say if Nick were still around, then Groypers wouldn't fall for it. But if Nick is no longer in the picture, there goes the thought leader. Who's going to wrangle? I mean, we all listen to the super chats. Who's going to put the pieces together if Nick is gone? That's why I pray. I really do pray for him. And we all should pray for him. And I hope he's taking his security. With his newfound success, I hope he's really taking his security very seriously. Yeah, this is just such a tumultuous time. There are a lot of very desperate people right now, like just in the regime. They know they're losing control. They know that there's this vacancy, for this power vacuum that needs to be filled, so to speak. And desperate times call for desperate measures. So, like, seriously. And I don't think they understand exactly how that could very easily backfire for them. But it almost... I was talking to my dad about this. He felt like last night, and it was a great show. If you didn't watch the show, watch it. as jubilant as it was, it's almost like Nick has resigned himself to that potential fate that, look, he's ready to die for it. Obviously, I don't think he doesn't want to die. He said as much. Nobody wants him to die, but there is this sort of eerie undertone. Gut level. And we know that this was always a possibility, but it feels like that, especially with the false flag, season, especially with everything else, Israel or Jews, whatever, what they want to accomplish, it's all heading in that direction. It's all, things are getting more violent. The rhetoric is getting more extreme. The things are becoming more divided, more delineated. So it is a very scary time. I'm not going to lie. And the more I think about it, the more, I don't know, man. The more I think about it, the more I think they will make an attempt. So we got to pray for him. And I'm just being as candid as I can possibly be. I don't think a AvPac is a good idea for the foreseeable future. I know that now it would be the biggest and like most prolific convention like ever. It would be huge. It would be fucking huge. As much as I personally would want to see that, I think right now it is just such a liability. It is such a risk. It's just not worth it. Just continue to do what needs to be done from online. Anyway, I don't like talking about that kind of stuff for obvious reasons, but I'd be remiss if I said that it wasn't on my mind, and I think it's definitely on Nick's mind. So I cannot find this post, man. Here we go. Most reads will take is that Tucker is positioning himself to take Nick's audience and momentum in the case of Nick dying or going away for some reason very soon, as Tucker has done with every populist adjacent movement in the last 2 decades. The cope about Nick being artificially pushed is just like saying Trump enthusiasm in 2016 was some 4D chess by the Democrats. You're just Bill Kristol without a big Kuiper belly. Yeah, I mean, shit talking up these schizos saying that like Nick is some kind of op. Anyway, so yeah, like it is, I think like we're kind of in that time, like if there were ever to be like a perfect time for them to do that, I think we're kind of in that sphere because they're just losing control. But I think it'll be a huge fucking mistake for them. They'll make a play for that because they're desperate and they feel like there's no other option, but I don't think they know. I don't think they really fully understand what they're dealing with, quite frankly. They don't understand Nick is actually a moderate. They don't understand that Nick is actually, not only is he the thought leader, but he's like the moral bedrock. How many people are talking about their Christian faith as the center of their political movement? Like, you get all these other conservatives talking about, like, big tent and not alienating people and whatever. And every time, like, people have tried to ratchet up the rhetoric, make it more extreme, more intense, he shut them down. Nick has shut them down. No Fed posting. Shit like that. Anyway. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm pretty certain that he was going to win ever since the primary. I don't know why so many people are acting like they're surprised. I think a lot of people had hopes that Cuomo would pull something out of his ass in the last second or pull something out of one of the girls he assaults his ass. I'm Italian. Donnie won. But let's go capture the vibe of the city. Let's see what's going on here.
Or as we say on Steinway, Anaminkum wa ilaykum.
Wow. Ain't no way he brought up the Arabic to end his speech. Ain't no way he brought up the Arabic just to piss him off. He's rage baiting. He's rage baiting.
Politics of our city who made this movement their own.
Ain't no fucking way, bro. Yo, you ballsy with that fucking hat, nigga. Wait, yo.
I love your
This guy's fucking ballsy. Wait, what's your name, bro? Armando.
Yeah.
Are you Mexican?
I'm descendant, yeah.
You're a Mexican goiper, man.
Yeah,
What
just
the
like
fuck,
Nick
bro?
Fuentes.
Yo, you're gonna make this shit hot, bro. Get the fuck away from me, nigga. What's going on?
I'm just
What was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Umma power, bro.
What?
Umma power.
Okay, for sure. You said Umma
fuck
power?
is that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're Muslim?
Yeah.
Oh, salam alaikum. I never heard that before. I was just trying to understand.
It's what makes us. Like Umma power.
Another goiper?
Yeah. Wang hat.
What?
Bruh.
This is
Bruh.
multiplying. We a Mexican goiper. What are you, Pakistani?
No.
What are you?
Not helping the brown accusation. not helping the brown
What?
goiper accusation.
What is that? The Upper Middle East?
Yeah. I'm not gonna dox myself, but in that region.
You got Wang halves from the Upper Middle East, Nick. What did you do? What did that fucker did you do, man?
It's Wang hat, bro. I was way before Wang hat. That's good.
For sure, man. That's what's up. That's what's up, dude.
Is your name Sneeko?
What's your name? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Wait, I think I saw you on TikTok.
Oh, you did? Are you a big supporter of Mamdani?
Yes.
You seem happy. You're excited.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. So, but I was just like, you look really familiar. And I think we have mutuals or something.
Oh, who's the mutual?
Do you know Mina?
Yes, I do. Mina from, she lives in Arizona. Yeah, she's a nice girl. How do you know her?
I just we're mutuals on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Where are you from? You came from Arizona?
No, Long Island.
Oh. Yeah, we're streaming right now. It's a crazy day.
That's nice. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Do you want to take a
Yeah, yeah. Come here so you don't block anybody. Was that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Watch out, man.
Sorry.
I met you at a protest.
yes?
Yeah, Sneeko, yes. How you doing, man? Shalom. How are you, Rabbi?
Good.
Good to see you. What do you think about the results of the election?
I think the hate that we witness is unbelievable.
Yes.
It's a tap on the genocide of 2 years. We witnessed this hate towards our pro-Palestine mayor now is unbelievable.
Yes.
So we are here to say that the whole propaganda of Zionism is now in danger.
It is.
They told the Jews will be in danger.
Right.
We will run. We see Jews running out from the city.
Right.
This is totally wrong. Because the Zionist propaganda is in danger because they want Jews to think
They're
are in
panicking
danger
right
when
now.
they have a
The
Muslim.
Zionists are panicking.
Yeah, they think when we have a Muslim mayor, we'll be in danger.
Right.
So when the world will see Jews living in peace with a Muslim mayor, the same like we lived prior to the movement of Zionism,
Exactly.
then the whole world will see that the Zionist movement is
needs
the
to
problem.
be destroyed.
Is the problem.
It is the problem. You see, Trump posted today on Truth Social, any Jewish person that votes for Zohar Mamdani, a proven and professed Jew hater, is a stupid person. What do you think about Trump saying that?
I'm as a Jew, I need to speak with respect to the president, but he needs to realize that this propaganda, we need to get rid of this propaganda. It's 77 years of occupation of bloodshed. This has to be stopped. We had a beautiful peace prior to the movement of Zionism. Because I'm loving Jews, I'm here to say that all this hatred, all this against Mamdani is totally false. Because I'm loving Jewish people. Because I'm loving Jewish people, I'm here to say from the river to the sea, Palestine should be free.
Absolutely, man. Thanks a lot.
Or as we say on Steinway, Ana minkum wa ilaykum.
Wow. Ain't no way he brought up the Arabic to end his speech. Ain't no way he brought up the Arabic just to piss him
Bro,
off. He's
edit your
rage
fucking
baiting.
video. We already saw this.
He's rage baiting.
Politics of our city who made this movement their own.
See a lot of people who are not from New York, a lot of non-New Yorkers talking about this election. For a little bit, if you're not a New Yorker, shut the fuck up. Wherever you're from, wherever you are, you don't have ties here, keep it to yourself. Second off, he's got a lot of radical ideas. I don't agree with defunding the police. I saw you change your mind about that. Said he's going to decriminalize prostitution. That's fucking retarded. But all I can do now, and what I've been trying to do since Mamdani started blowing up, is right after the Eric Adams stream I did in May. I got a lot of backlash for that. They said I'm an anti-Semite, I'm not blah, 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 because I am very vocally against Israel. Right, that's the one thing I do like about Mamdani. But what we can do now is try to steer him in the right direction, is try to let him know that you know, a lot of these policies are really ambitious, and just because you get a lot of these liberals who are like really excited with the mustaches and everything, and they got the hair and whatever, don't get all gassed up too soon and try to do too much too soon. It's the greatest city in the world for a reason, and we want it to stay that way. You won because you had a great campaign. You had one of the best campaigns, probably the best campaign since Donald Trump in 2015-16. But Zoran Mamdani, man, don't get too ambitious too fast, because now you got a lot of enemies. Trump is already saying that he doesn't want to give any funding to NYC anymore just because you're in office. Pump the brakes a little bit. Try to work with the establishment. The optics war was won. 24 years ago, 9/11 made everyone extremely scared of Muslims and made it seem like it was a terrorist religion that ruined PR for Muslims for a long time. You winning right now is a moment where we could move in the right direction and people have relearned. I mean, Dick Cheney, rest in peace, did pass away today. That guy was one of the biggest neocons pushing for the Iraq war to go and find the weapons of mass destruction that nobody found. This marks a new time in American politics. Everyone's fed up with Israel. We need to put America first. We need to fix the problems here. You know, the immigration problem, the wealth problem, the housing crisis, the fentanyl problem, there's lots. So Zoran Mamdani, I wish you the best, but don't fuck up like pretty much every other socialist politician in the history of the world. We wish you the best. We want you to do well. And real New Yorkers are going to stay here. Real New Yorkers care about the city. If you're seeing Mamdani now and you're saying you're going to get the fuck out of this city, then goodbye. Goodbye. You weren't really a New Yorker anyway. See ya. Go to Florida, wherever you're going to go. We went through a lot during COVID. I think people have a lot of short-term memory. That was a fucking nightmare. It was hell. Nobody wants to go through anything similar like that again. So good luck. That's all I got to say.
Well, I tend to fall more on the nothing will ever happen belief in this one. I don't really think it'll be that big of a deal. I think New York will probably be worse off with Mamdani than like Cuomo. But whatever, man. You know, that's what the New Yorkers want. You know, then that's what they get. Anyway, what else is going on? Anything new going on? Infrastructure expansion. They want $1 trillion in government funding for infrastructure expansion. Dude, if the AI bubble bursts with the $1 trillion loan, let's say they get the loan, dude, I think the country's cooked. I think that's it for our economy. JP Morgan Chase just built the tallest skyscraper in New York City for their new headquarters. I don't think anything will happen. Yeah, I really don't, man. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, it's gonna get shittier over time. Probably more expensive to live there, but it's getting more expensive and shittier everywhere. So I don't love the idea of New York City having a Muslim mayor, a foreigner. Obviously, but hey man, that's why I'm of two minds of it. Somewhat ambivalent.
Everyone's anti-Semitic. What do we do now?
The framing, man.
They said we gotta make sure we fire them.
Asmongold Groiper? Cockroach Groiper?
And we prevent them from taking over the institutions. That's why we have to subvert them. We have to get...
When's the collab?
Right. Exactly.
When's the collab?
Yeah. You find out every single person that is there, and you control it as much as...
Prop 50 passed, so California is going to be a shithole for the foreseeable future. I like what Richard Spencer had to say about it. Not specifically Prop 50, but just the redistricting in general. Did I bookmark that? People talk about civil war. Here, I think it was a great tweet. Some fear civil war, some fantasize about it, some denounce it, some call for it. What really matters is whether a breakdown of the national order is, however, slowly coming about. Texas is rigging districts for Republicans, and California is rigging them the other way. With the possibility of a midterm reversal and immediate impeachment of the president, yes. This, along with innumerable background factors and early to intermediate stages of a civil breakdown, it is what it is. I agree, man. And this sort of falls in line with, you know, a lot of the other stuff that's been going on, particularly around this sort of constitutional crisis we're experiencing. You know, these local, state, and city government officials that are obstructing ICE raids and deportation efforts. They're blatantly disregarding, even going against the federal rule of law. So we're really in this state where like the circumstances are prime for some kind of national or constitutional crisis, a crisis of authority. I think a lot of this is flying under the radar. The redistricting, I mean, it's essentially rigging elections for favorable outcomes. Almost time to turn the flag upside down. Like this stuff, like while all of this is happening, right? While the Jewish lobby is being exposed, while Mamdani is winning the election, and all this, like, meanwhile, this has been going on. The redistricting, and now the opposition to federal law. We really are in a position where we could see a breakdown in the national order. Stacking the deck would be more accurate. Just another turn of phrase, however you want to describe it. So we have all of these, you know, the circumstances. Very dangerous, man. Very dangerous right now. I think we can all feel it. And combine that with the political rhetoric, the tension that's just going up and up and up. It's like, look, dude, if Trump isn't serious about crushing this opposition, like dismantling his political opposition, all you're doing is pissing off the left and galvanizing them. I don't know, man. We really are. I don't know. It really is what it is. It is what it is.
As you can, to the extent that you can use the power, you exercise it against the people that you disagree with. That's what you do. If you want to consolidate power.
And like now that now that the right wing is actually starting to figure that out, like the left wing knew about this for years. They got into power and they used it to crush conservatives. They understood how the game was played. Now that the right wingers are starting to figure that out, now that these ideas are becoming more popular, like I think you can expect a reciprocal response. And so again, if Trump is not serious about using the power, you can't half-ass it, man. You just can't. Because 2028, if Dems win, then you know, I don't think I need to describe. I don't think I need to describe what that would look like. I think we all kind of understand how bad that could be. Especially when we piss them off the way that we're pissing them off right now without actually doing anything. We haven't actually used the power to dismantle them politically. So what are we doing exactly?
If you want to win, that's how you win. And that's what they have been doing forever.
Yeah.
They have been doing this forever.
In there. And you could do it in the private sector too. The public sector, the private sector, academia.
Sounds tedious. I know. It's very tedious.
What should I do? Where should I do it? Think about the institutions that Jews control. If they control it, that's where you want to go.
Yep.
They're admitting.
So true. So true, Spinach Bro. Damn, Bill's Aaron. No link. Crazy. Yeah, literally ratioed in less than 2 minutes. So true. Anyway. Is Nick going live tonight? Rumbola sent in a super chat last night. What'd he say? Catholics is trending. St. Charles Borromeo. That was yesterday. Yeah, I'm sure you guys probably seen this. Why is that so? Why is it so low?
You did a really good job, and I just want to say I'm grateful for all of our colleagues who are speaking out today, and especially for our colleagues on the National Task Force to Combat Anti-Semitism. I'm especially grateful for their work. I also have a question about it, given some of the leaks that occurred yesterday. Right now, the National Task Force to Combat Anti-Semitism is demanding that Heritage host Shabbat dinners with Heritage interns and junior staff. The faith of many Christians here at Heritage, myself included, would prevent us from attending these dinners in good conscience. As you know, for many Christians, Friday is a special day of prayer and abstinence to commemorate the death of Christ. I assume that no staff will be required to attend the Shabbat dinners, but my concern is that these dinners will be to serve as a sort of informal litmus test. And I'm worried that they will hurt many Christians who are not anti-Semitic, but don't feel comfortable attending a Shabbat dinner. I would like to know how you guys would respond to that concern, and how we can be sure that the dinners won't be used that way when the people requesting them or someone has already been leaking them to the media.
Yeah, and they're already going after him. Yeah, all these people leaking it. SMH, man, SMH. Israel first trending. Oh, dude. They're all kvetching. Even Brett Cooper's coming out against all this. Brett Cooper.
But this whole thing is also just frankly comical. Like, I mean, a room of 200 people coming together to shit on a podcaster. Like, this is not serious behavior. But again, who is surprised when it comes to these characters? Like Randy Fine, if you don't know who he is, he's a representative from Florida. He's the same guy who bragged about not washing his hands after he had a handshake with Netanyahu. He's repeatedly introduced bills to criminalize anti-Semitism, infringing upon free speech. I mean, he obviously, I'm sorry to say, but he obviously cares more about Israel than he does, you know, principles like free speech. So, buddy, like, my advice to you, Randy Fine, is just move to Israel at this point. Like, considering you had to go through anger management classes a few years ago, I genuinely think you would probably be happier if you just moved to Israel. And that's not a dig at him. That's just a fact. It's a nudge of encouragement. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be healthy. I think you would be happier if you just moved to Israel. You could be over there singing songs with Mike Huckabee. But this whole thing is also...
Brett Cooper? Brett Cooper Groiper? Brett Cooper Groiper? What's Matt Walsh? What's your excuse now? Hey. Bruh. Brad Cooper. Brad Cooper. Female Ben Shapiro. She's right, but damn. Damn what? Bro, what the fuck? Word on the street is, you didn't hear this from me, but she's got a dump truck. Anyway. Or so I'm told, allegedly. American first not included Israel. So true. Dude, people are waking up. Waking up. Waking up. You'll love to see it. What a glorious day. What are we talking about? Dude, Twitter Spaces have totally fallen off. There's like no good Twitter Spaces anymore. I remember like a few years. Alright, that's kick. Alright, that's kick. I remember like a few years ago, like there were some good, like Twitter Spaces were actually pretty entertaining, but now it's just like, does anybody listen to them? Does anybody listen to Twitter Spaces?
Here.
Wait. Myron was on Crowder?
And I'll quit, you know, land my plane here. With the H-1B visa,
please just not into a building. I know.
That's only on September.
Okay,
and it's not
got
the
it.
anniversary
Got
pass.
it.
You guys are safe.
Thanks.
Next year. Okay,
Right.
next year we got it.
Yeah.
We're not going to miss this time. And I'm going to make sure Mordecai's not involved.
All right, I appreciate it.
And I'll...
Mordecai Jewish? Yeah.
All right, I appreciate it. And miss this time.
Yeah, dude, fucking.
And I'm going to make sure Mordecai's not involved.
All right, I appreciate it.
Oh, look at his face. Oh, shit. Anti-Semitism. Wait.
Hey, look at the setup. The set is different. That's how you know that we're gonna have a guest, a long form sit down. And this, it's a new lighter. It's very hot.
Dude, it's only a matter of time. Nick will be on Louder with Crowder. I mean, Crowder said that he's open to having Nick on, so.
I just singed my knuckle hair. This is a great start. It's time to relax, have fun, and if you're watching on YouTube, stop. Sash Wednesday.
I'm on YouTube right now. What do you mean?
And our guest today, you know, he's been here in the studio.
Wyron Waynes.
Controversial figure, sometimes. I mean, he's always been very nice with us. Fresh and Fit on Rumble and Kick at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's the #1 men's self-improvement podcast in the world. And this is a man who gets flack from all sides, Mr. Myron Gaines.
Thank you for having me, man.
Did I get the plugs right?
Pretty much.
My first question, which one is fresh and which one is and or fit?
Probably me. I'm the fit one, or I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
And then Fresh is the black guy who wears the chains.
Okay.
Didn't you already know that, Crowder? You're not asking for the first time, are you?
All right. So he's black, and you were also black, but some of the colored folk don't consider you amongst them, right? Have I heard this correct?
Yes. So the blacks don't consider me one of them, which is fine because I'm not a nigger anyway. And
okay. It's going to be that kind of show.
Coming in hot.
Hold on a second. You want to repeat that intro?
Yeah, so the niggers don't consider me one of them, but that's fine. I don't mind. Not a big deal.
Now, why is that? Because you're Sudanese?
Yeah, so my family's from Sudan. I was born here in the United States.
Right.
My parents were born over there, immigrated here, you know, figured it out, weren't criminals, weren't degenerates, didn't do drugs. My mom didn't leave my dad to take welfare. They're still together to this day. We had a nuclear family, and though we were poor, we were able to figure it out, which is, you know, the foundation of any thriving society is the nuclear family, and I credit my parents for that.
So are they both Sudanese, or are any?
Both Sudanese, yep.
Are any of them pirates?
No, those are Somalians.
I know some. I thought it was both.
Yeah.
What was it called? The little bighorn of.
So I'm actually very racist towards Somalians and Ethiopians. I hate them because they're like dirty pirates.
They're like dirty pirates.
They're not Arabs like us. We're higher class.
That's true. Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah,
funny
they
enough,
like do the weird language.
I dated an Ethiopian girl.
Oh, I'm
once.
sorry to hear that.
Well, she was far lighter skinned than I had been led to believe.
Ah, okay.
You know, I was branching out. And she said, we're going to go to an Ethiopian restaurant. And I said, well, we're going to have sand bowls and well water.
I was going to say, like, they don't even have a cuisine. What is a hot bowl enough?
It's that sponge.
All right, okay, dude. Ethiopian food is really good. Can't even hate on it. Delicious. Ethiopian food is delicious.
Bread that tastes like, you ever had, it's like Indian food, like naan bread, but it's spongy. It's really gross. But she was attractive, so I put up with it.
Sugar?
I have no idea.
Maybe I just went to a good
know
restaurant,
what the
but
carnivore diet is. I think
thought
it's
it was
whatever
really
they can
good.
whack with a stick.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
that and sand.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it's the cradle of civilization. It's just funny that it still looks like the cradle. Now.
Yeah, but they're the ops for us.
Yes, okay.
We don't like them.
So explain, because obviously, like, we always have people like, and I'm this way, where sometimes I'm like, well, people don't necessarily know what it's misrepresented. How would you, and you've been on the show, but how would you sort of encapsulate, like, your views to the uninitiated? What do you think people get wrong about you?
Oh, man. So I'll kind of just go through some of my worldviews, and then we can kind of go from there. So I think women are stupid and need to be back in the kitchen and second-class citizens.
Right.
I think men are better than women.
That lifeline back that I gave.
Yeah. I think men are better than women at almost everything that matters. Jews control America and have too much power. A lot of Muslims are retarded. Let's see here. What else? Oh, Jeets stink. They're deodorant dodgers.
Okay.
Blacks have a perpetual victimhood.
Okay.
Whites can't dance and their food sucks.
Hey.
And you guys also don't control your women enough because it's always fucking white women that are in the front of every liberal movement. So I think you guys need to put them in the kitchen even harder. They're way too much represented in the college campuses and the workforce.
Yeah.
What else? Other races do I dislike?
Let's go with
Asians are good at math, but still not cool.
Okay. Plus, they're odd.
It's close.
Awkward as fuck.
It's very, very odd. Like, it's an odd culture, like, where it's almost like we're from a different planet.
And the men are like cucks.
I don't know about that, but I'll assume it's true. Are there any races that you do like?
No.
No? Okay, all right. So
no one's ever asked me that. No one's ever asked me that. I was like, because there's always the ones I hate, but no one's ever asked me, like, which ones do you like? And I was like,
Maybe you're just a pessimist. That's really what it is. It's not a racist thing. You're just a pessimist where you just see the worst among everyone.
You know, I think race separates us, but racism brings the real niggas together.
Yeah.
And that's why we're sitting down together right now, because we're real niggas that are all racist to a degree.
I think one thing, you know this, and it's kind of the same thing in hockey. Sometimes the guys who people see as the most brutal are actually the nicest guys, are actually the guys who have some kind of a code, you know, some kind of honor that they follow. Whereas a lot of times the people who present the G golly, sort of Roy Rogers, they do have two personas. And I think that there's somebody said for saying the same things publicly that you would say privately.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the biggest things that I take to heart. Like, whenever someone comes to me and says, hey, can I get a picture or whatever, or and I chat with them for a little bit, they're like, wow, you're the same guy on and off camera.
Oh.
Because they're not used to, like, personalities like...
Nick is live. Nick is live. Yeah, Nick is going live. America First Live tonight, we are discussing Republicans' epic defeat, responding to Elon Musk and Kevin Roberts' pathetic apology. Okay, boys. All right. Boom. Boom. All right, everybody. Burrito time. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Don't forget to like the video, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay up to date, know when I go live. Follow my other socials in the description. Check the description. Yeah. Everyone go watch Nick 07. Good night, everyone. Good night. Thanks for hanging out. White pilling day. We're winning. We're winning. Very excited to see where all this goes. Anyway, good night, everybody. Good night. And God bless. I'll see you guys all next time.